Scott G.
And I'm Trey. Yes.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
I guess.
We should have worked that part out.
We should have worked.
See,
We'll
exactly.
get the intro figured out. Today, we're talking about how zombies ate our weekend.
Zombies ate most of my week. Zombies ate all of your Friday.
All of my Friday. Every bit of it, and most of this morning.
Zombies ate me until about 5 a.m., in which case I went to sleep and then dreamt of being devoured by zombies until I woke back up.
Doesn't that happen?
Yeah,
That
yeah,
happens a
yeah. That
lot.
was a thing, you know.
So,
what do you think of this?
there we go. What I was about to say.
I didn't know if you were gonna do it. Last time it was like, "Hey, it's on you, kid." So I'm like,
Yeah.
That's it.
Why don't we all do it at the same time?
"All right."
1, 2, 3. So
what do you think of this?
There we go. I like that. That sounds really
good.
good. That sounds good. We should just start doing
We
that.
figured out a cadence with it, right?
Yeah, can we
And
harmonize?
we have new health bars.
New,
yeah.
They
health
made us
bars.
some new health bars.
Blue Wizard needs food badly.
That's right.
Warrior is hurt badly.
Ooh, that weird sound he makes
And,
whenever you
and
get
that
food.
Grim Reaper that just comes out after.
Yeah.
Man, I love that Grim Reaper.
Me too.
Wait, did he just have the finger? Yeah, he
No,
just
no,
had,
no. He was doing the Palpatine.
Well,
He
he'll do
was
the
doing the
Palpatine. I think
Palpatine
when he got
action?
close to you.
Yeah.
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 Then he'll like start draining your health.
Yeah.
Fuck
And then
yeah.
you can't get him off unless you like jiggle the fucking stick around.
Fucking 4-player arcade games where nobody has elbow room.
That's
Yes.
right.
Right.
Absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? We're dungeon crawling.
Well, so let's break into the news first, guys.
Breaking news.
Easy news first. New Kamen Rider. There's they did like I want to say it's the 30th anniversary, 40th anniversary, probably more
close
like
to-
40.
Probably closer to 40 at this
of
point.
Kamen Rider. So they're re-releasing a lot of stuff on YouTube. You can go watch some of the later series. I'm pretty sure that the one that I was watching is an older series that's just being re-released on YouTube. It's 000.
Well, they haven't localized a lot of.
Yeah, this
that.
was not
Yeah.
localized. This actually was completely in Japanese. So
I gotcha.
it was still funny even without subs because I had no idea what was happening and it was still funny. So good on them.
Kamen Rider's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they say the franchise started in 1971.
Whoa!
Yeah.
So
Boy.
seriously,
It's been a while.
Boy.
That is insane.
Yeah.
So it's like basically the 50th.
Right.
That's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. Cause I mean, I guess Ultraman, Kamen Rider, those are the old ones.
I mean,
Yes.
Super
You know?
Sentai in general,
Yeah,
man. I
totally.
mean, that's from like the 60s
yeah.
and shit,
But we're getting an anime next year. And
Yeah,
this is the
of
first
Kamen Rider
time.
anime?
Yeah.
First time Kamen Rider's been in animated form. It's
smart.
always been a Sentai, and so I mean, I'm down.
I'm super
Right.
excited because I love that shit.
Yep.
And like Super Sentai translates really well to anime.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally.
I mean, I don't know if you guys watched Gridman.
No,
a
I
couple
didn't watch
years ago,
Gridman.
SSSS Gridman. Gridman.
Gridman.
But that was rad. That was a good show.
He had 4 S's.
You have 4 S's.
4 S's.
SSSS Gridman. You know why, right?
Because he's better than Devil
No,
May Cry?
because the localization, the shitty like 4Kids localization that they did in like the 90s was called Superhuman Samurais.
Oh.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
and so they were trying to incorporate that. It was like super
Super
samurais.
samurais.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
longer human.
I'm cool
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like a Power Rangers thing where they had like American
Oh,
kid
yeah.
actors and then they just
Good.
repurposed
Yeah.
the like actual like Sentai footage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is totally the same shot. Don't question
But
it.
don't watch that one. Watch Gridman. That's way better.
Gridman. Yeah. But yeah, new Kamen Rider. That'll be cool. Have you guys heard about this? The new Cowboy Bebop live action they're doing
Yeah, John Cho.
for Netflix? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, which is that was a very interesting choice for Spike Spiegel.
Really?
Even though
yeah.
I mean he is a phenomenal actor.
And
Yeah.
he should be able
Truly,
to pull it
truly is.
off.
Yeah,
he should.
yeah. I
His
think
hair
he can-
looked good.
Right, it looked
Did you
really,
see
really
that?
good. Absolutely,
Yeah.
he's got the swag. He's
Yeah.
got the swag. So
I don't think
really-
he's thin enough.
No one is.
Yeah, I mean, Adrian Brody. I always thought Adrian Brody would be a
okay.
good.
Yeah,
He's
that's
got
true.
the
He would be
Spike
good.
Spiegel look to him, but he's kind of aged out at this point.
Right.
You know.
Right,
Yeah.
And I mean, I think you have to have people that will appeal to a younger demographic as well.
Right. Well, and
Yeah.
you also have people. You have to have people that'll be willing to do multiple seasons.
Yeah.
You know.
Because
And-
they're not selling an episode or a movie. They're
Right.
selling a fucking franchise. You know
Right.
they're going to
exactly.
do that. Yeah.
Exactly. He actually hurt himself like during filming a while
I'm
ago.
off and Wolf.
Hi, I'm
Hey.
Moth and Wolf.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know how y'all can see that. See, I'm so blind. I got
That's
4
all right.
eyes and I still can't see.
We're on the chat for you,
I
buddy.
have
Yeah,
to
appreciate
squint
that.
We're on
every
it.
time.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I have to squint.
Absolutely.
Like,
Right.
It's just funny because I'm the closest and I have the best vision.
Yeah,
Antithetical to our situation, right? Hey, let's put with the man with the glasses the farthest away from the fucking screen.
And in the dark, have some nice contrast between that light.
That's right.
You know.
But
Lupin. Now, I think Cowboy Bebop is in great position for a live action series, and then honestly, they could easily just CG their way through the space battles. And everything else is just.
Well, have you guys ever seen Space Sweepers?
No. You said that's a Korean film?
It's a Korean film that is probably the closest that that is definitely the closest we've gotten to like a Cowboy Bebop adaptation. There's so much Cowboy Bebop DNA.
So is it like
It's not based on Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, gotcha.
It's not. It's not. It's its own thing, but there's so much of that Bebop DNA in it that the whole time I'm watching
as far
it,
as the synergy of the music,
like
and
more like the camaraderie of the characters, the way that the ships and the way that they interact with the rest of the world, the fact that the world is so diverse is so or the universe itself is so diverse.
But do they have a corgi?
Do they have an Ein?
Yeah.
You know, do they have an Ed?
They do actually have an Ein.
Who the hell's gonna play Ed in the live action?
Who the
fuck is gonna be Ed, man?
Yeah, that's the question.
Who can they pick for Ed?
Like Audrey Plaza. You know, I'm sure there's some weird kid out there that we don't.
Some TikTok star that's gonna be a
you bite your tongue. You bite your fucking tongue, because that's literally what's about to happen.
I mean,
that's what's about to happen.
That's
easily
kind of Ed's common. You know?
I mean, really, honestly, yeah. You know?
I mean, TikTok's already breaking into the music industry super
TikTok's
hard.
breaking into
every one of them. Yeah,
absolutely.
They've TikToked right into all of it.
That's right.
Well, I mean, it's a good platform to. It's a good platform to make yourself noticed really quickly.
Yeah, it is.
Really, a lot of people. You know,
you don't have to have any attention span to pay attention to that one.
Oh no.
But I'm excited for the Cowboy Bebop.
You'll be there in an hour? Seriously? You coming? Huh? We'll pause this.
Come on.
I mean, we're not going to. We're really not going to pause it.
We'll just keep going. We'll have like a 3-4 hour episode.
Yeah, extended episode. I mean, we're still going to be recording by an hour if you want to roll. You know. So the weird thing though is that this Cowboy Bebop thing has made me notice this Lupin series on.
Yeah, because that's been going for a few years,
right?
Yeah.
And as soon as I noticed Lupin, I went, oh, weird. They have another anime adaptation as a live action thing. No, it's not. It's not. And this is the thing that's happened to almost everybody that knows about Lupin the Third that saw Lupin on Netflix. Turns out this is based on the French detective.
Like
that this
Gentleman
is based
Thief
on.
or whatever.
Yeah, Gentleman Thief. That's what I mean to say. Yeah, not detective.
Not
what
detective.
Am I talking
He's
about?
not chasing himself down.
No. But yeah, it's this I guess novel series that that's what this is adapted on. Not Lupin the Third. Lupin the Third came from the idea of this.
Not the Monkey Punch. Lupin the Third manga and anime.
No, this is its own Lupin that is the original for the Lupin the Third stuff as well.
How's it been performing with people? Because it seems like
anybody
just
that knows
that
Lupin the Third is
we're
immediately
not on board, right?
Yeah, we're not on board.
Everybody turns away.
But those who don't know about
it, Netflix series,
it seems to be doing well.
Yeah,
and it seems to be doing well. I've heard a lot of people talk about it. I was definitely in the camp that first when it first dropped, when the first season dropped. I was like, Lupin. Well, the only Lupin I know is Lupin the Third. So I was just like, well, cool. Maybe they did this. You know, watched maybe a little bit of the episode and was just like, this.
It's a completely different thing. Yeah.
What I thought it was, but then when he mentioned it last night, I went and just made sure, watched a little bit more of that episode just to make sure. I'm just like, maybe it is just loosely based, maybe it's just in name only, kind of thing. And it looks like it would be an interesting and fun series to watch, but it's definitely not Lupin the Third. This is not based on the anime at all. And I feel like, again, like he was saying, it's just like if you are familiar with Lupin the Third, going into this series, you are going to be kind of taken aback.
Yeah, because you're expecting something completely different.
Completely different. And even just in, the tone of the series is a lot more serious than Lupin the Third typically is.
And there's no Goemon.
And there's no Goemon.
What is that?
That's what I want to see, like, how I want to see their viewers. I want to see the viewership. Because,
seems to do well.
I'm about to say
that might have been the best.
That might have been the best thing for them to do.
Because for those of us who remember Lupin the Third, it's like, okay, if they did a Trigon, well, no, that's extreme. That's way extreme. But, for those of us who remember Lupin, I think, there's a fair amount of people that would watch it and judge it very harshly.
Oh, no,
absolutely. Like, seriously, it would be very, very harsh. But maybe this could reinvigorate a little interest in Lupin the Third.
Well,
which
it could
be
great.
Yeah. Because a lot of modern anime fans may not have seen Lupin, man.
I mean, my favorite Lupin is that movie that
Castle Cagliostro.
Is that the
Miyazaki
one?
Yes.
Yeah.
That one's my favorite adaptation of Lupin because I feel like it's more fleshed out for the characters. Each of them, but that's just because Hayao Miyazaki really cares.
I was about to say that's that Miyazaki touch, man.
He loves it.
I don't know. I like the whole series. I like just about all of the adaptations. I mean, there's all just the camaraderie and like just the wackiness that the characters get into is just too fun not to watch.
You think we'd ever pull off a live action One Piece?
Fuck no. No, you can't do that.
No.
Fuck no, man.
Oh, God,
you think they'd make that live action Naruto? You think they'd make that?
Oh, no, they're already working on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, they're already working on that.
That's actually Lionsgate, believe it or not.
No, it's going to be Avatar The Last Airbender.
Lionsgate slightly gives me hope. That's the thing. Of course, I don't believe in it. Just go watch Naruto. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But Lionsgate generally treats their films very, very well, right?
Yeah, usually.
Yeah, like a lot of their horror movies usually on point. You see Lionsgate comes out.
Hold on, I gotta read this one. The company says 76 million member accounts worldwide watched at least a couple minutes of the series.
A couple minutes.
and that's at least long enough for the show to that the choice was intentional. So 76 million people intentionally watched Lupin. Is that what it is?
76 million were probably people like, oh shit, Lupin the Third.
Yeah, and then immediately we're just like, no.
God damn it. Here you go again, Netflix. You tricked me. Ruining my childhood.
Damn. Well, man, Capcom's gonna ruin themselves really soon here with all of this ripping off they do. Fuck, man.
Every week.
God.
It's always something new. Well,
let's talk about lawsuits, guys. Yay. That's my favorite part of the episode.
I love litigation.
Who's getting sued this week?
Yeah. Well, it kind of sucks for us because didn't we give Capcom the doing better than the rest of the rest of the industry award?
We did.
And now it's like now we have to take that back.
Gotta take it right back and give it over to SNK. Sorry, guys.
Here you go, SNK.
SNK, you haven't failed us yet.
That's right.
You just release more games, please. That's it. Yeah, man, it's a weird situation here. There are these CDs that pretty much anybody in the graphic design world would eventually come across this kind of stuff, but it's just compilations of textures and backgrounds and objects and pictures of buildings, and it's stock
it's stock stuff.
It's stock images, right?
And a lot of that stuff is like I've seen game companies use that stuff all the time.
Yeah.
All through, especially
graphic designers in general use it. Of all sorts. Whether you're making a film, whether you're making a game, you rip shit, you take pictures of stuff and then you put it in there.
And fonts as well.
And fonts, absolutely. Fonts are a big thing too.
This particular set of textures was 100% copyrighted,
and you're supposed to pay for them.
Who'd they get them from?
This is just some company's texture CD.
It's a specific photographer.
I think
it's a specific photographer.
Capcom is just like, you know what? If they sue us, who cares? They're going to settle. We're just going to throw them some extra money. And
this lady is not settling.
Well, this is a bad one.
Okay, so how much is she asking for?
Can you look up the specifics?
I'm looking for it right now.
Yeah, I need to know this. Because I feel like they just don't give a fuck.
At
this point, dude,
they don't.
Like, all these missteps, I don't think they're missteps.
No,
I just don't think they care. I think they're like,
man, this is that whole you ask for forgiveness, not for permission situation.
Absolutely.
That's what this shit is.
They're just like, okay, put it out there. If they notice, they'll notice.
We'll say sorry.
But at the same time,
like,
I don't think this is gonna end with just Capcom saying sorry.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, this is gonna end.
Facing a $12 million lawsuit. Okay. Over alleged stolen assets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, and this lady is asking for $12 million up front, and then another. Let's see. Let me get this right, because it's not just that. It's not just that.
Her textures were used in what IP?
So like one of the biggest ones that they were showing was the Resident Evil 4 logo itself. So you know how there's the 4, and then there's that shattered glass. Right, that shattered glass is a superimposed image of hers. They did it with one of the sconces on a windowsill where it's one of her images. They did it where there's a texture.
Judy A. Jurek.
Yeah, there's a texture in the background of like a book that is this texture that's reaping. They used it inside one of the items.
Cry.
Yeah,
so
they used it in Devil May Cry.
M1?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
So
I wonder
how
much of this is a direct correlation to what happened in RE8 with Frankenstein's Army. I wonder how much of it is like, okay, now, because like we talked about last week, when I saw Frankenstein's Army and I played RE8, I couldn't help but think, they've been kind of doing this for a long time.
They've been doing this
for a while. And I'm sure that they did just perk up people's ears. Like, okay, well, let's actually look at, you look at the RE4 logo, and then all of a sudden there's somebody like, well, I designed that logo 10 years ago. And
so they brought it on themselves, kind of.
I mean, well, I think that once again, at one point in time, in gaming, because it was so niche, it was okay to draw from different works, and you would just fly under the radar. Nobody would ever notice.
Well, yeah.
But now now that it is outgrossing film, now that it's multi-billion-dollar and in every home, across the globe.
Well, and it's like we were talking about last week, whereas like before you could kind of get away with that stuff because things were a little bit more pixelated. Right. And now that it's getting to the point to where games are more and more, graphically realistic, it's way easier to point out, hey, wait, they took
But
my
if you're going back to RE4 was kind of a blurry mess when we think about textures.
True. Yeah.
And so like if we're going back. Fuck that. If we're going back to Devil May Cry 1,
that's some blurry shit.
That was
right
some
there.
blurry shit, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
it's hard to look at now.
Right, and it's Resident Evil May Cry.
Well, it was originally supposed to be Resident Evil 4.
Yeah, right. And then became its own thing, and I'm so glad that it changed its formula. But if that's what we're doing, then God, where does it stop?
Yeah, man. And how deep does this
rabbit
hole go?
Right.
How many other, how much Mega Man shit has been taken from something else? How much, it makes you wonder how long they've been doing this even before that.
Exactly.
Well, but even if this lawsuit does go through and the lady which it more than likely will, and she does win, and not only is that $12 million, and I couldn't find the exact number, I just kind of wanted to move on, but she's also asking for royalties on each texture that was used that could be upwards of multiple
that they should have paid in the first fucking place.
Yeah, and retroactive royalties.
No,
essentially.
dude.
She's also asking.
Imagine
for that.
getting
so
royalty sales on RE4. One of the most sold games ever.
What does that do to RE4 VR? Because that means that now, unless you're just going to want to be like, all right, well, we're going to pay you X amount for access to all of your assets.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound like this is going to end with them settling.
Well, no. What I'm saying is once it's all written down in a contract and money is going one direction and whatever, right?
Yeah.
Do they then have ownership of these textures? Is that how they will? When I say settle, I don't mean settle out of court.
Right.
I mean when they sit down and they actually settle this, because that's what's going to have to happen.
Absolutely.
She's going to get her money.
Oh.
But now, what's going to happen in the future for RE4 VR? Does that mean that they're going to have to be like, okay, we're going to remove all of that.
Yeah, and have to rework all of it.
Right.
More than likely,
or
that's what.
if it's just going to be a part of the court settlement.
Dude, you can't rework the 4 in the logo. Like, you just got to pay for that shit. You just got to pay for it.
Exactly.
They're gonna have to buy her off to be able to continue to use her fucking textures.
And she sounds like she is cutthroat.
Oh,
so
yeah, dude, she's cutting them all.
Right.
All
right. Well, I mean, it's hard to make it as an artist, right?
But not even RE4. Think about this is one of the most ported games ever, and
every platform, dude.
Every single platform has had it. What does this mean for RE ports in the future?
Right.
Just basic ports, not even the VR.
Capcom. I just love you, but y'all make it hard.
At least they're not as big of a mess as CD Projekt Red.
Well, I don't know now. If we're digging all the way back to DMC1, like
yeah, but people are still buying and enjoying the products of Capcom.
Oh man, I still have Cyberpunk.
I have it sitting right in there. I'm waiting. I really think that once they release the next gen patch, I will give it another shot.
I don't even know if I will.
I keep thinking about trading it in, man. I keep thinking about it.
If they could somehow shrink it to like 30 gigs.
Yeah, but it's so fucking big. Yeah, it's like 130 gigs.
It takes up my whole PS5 hard drive full of suck. And then they're like, "Oh God, we got some patches for you. It's gonna be another 130 gigs."
Oh my God, dude.
And so, okay, so they're under fire right now. Is this still just for sucking or?
Oh well, okay. So the data leak happened. That whole shit happened. So they lost a lot of money from investors in that situation. Yeah. But it turns out that because of their inability to keep their shit secure, they're getting fucking sued by their investors.
They should be.
Like they're getting and with the way that CD Projekt Red was set up right before this, they're making a bunch of money as a company. CD Projekt is making a bunch of money from Good Old Games and everything. But with their investors backing out, they don't have a whole lot of other income going on,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And they were already hit really hard with COVID as well, like everybody else, development-wise. They might not be able to afford to continue to do the next gen versions of The Witcher 3 and of Cyberpunk 2077 that we've been promised here.
Well, I mean,
I will be so happy if they cannot afford to continue, only because they viewed, not in the public eye, but as a company, viewed Cyberpunk as a success because it still sold so many copies. They still made a lot of money, and
their board
reporting
of directors, it as a success,
right?
Yeah.
And their board of directors, they all still got huge bonuses. Right? That's the most disgusting
You don't get a bonus
thing.
from that.
Or at least don't tell everybody about it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
And off the backs of like all the developers that had to deal with all the crunch and all the bullshit.
You know who else got all those bonuses? Enron. They got so many of those.
Right.
On top
BP,
of that,
they got a whole bunch of.
On top of that, once the reviews and people started finding out that that Cyberpunk was a piece of shit game with a shit ton of issues. Like, what did they do? They came out and made a public statement, and through their QA department, some of the hardest working motherfuckers in the industry under the goddamn bus.
Absolutely.
So fuck them.
Fuck them. I say let them burn, dude. I say let them burn. I mean, The Witcher, great game, whatever.
I'd love to see that next gen patch, dude. I'd love to see that Witcher.
I mean, that'd be cool.
Well, you know what? Honestly, we can still see it, regardless of whatever happens with them as a company. IPs go around. People would pick that up. Somebody would buy that.
Well, how much do you think?
And that's probably what would happen to CDPR is someone would just end up purchasing them and then being like, okay, we're going to try to save.
Purchasing the IPs specifically.
Right. Absolutely. I guess you'd want to fire pretty much everybody.
I mean,
even though really it's not a lot of the...
Okay, so who would you want to buy CD Projekt Red's IPs?
Microsoft, because they're good at killing studios anyway, and the studio's already dying, right? So
just put them on the shelf with Rare.
Right,
put them on up there.
They've already completely fucked over the PS5 market or whatever. So now Microsoft can be like, hey man, we've got this Cyberpunk 2077. That's next gen, and it works. And people will be like, yeah, they'll buy it, and then they'll be like, I don't care anymore, and then they'll tank the company because that's the pattern, and then everybody wins, right? Yeah.
Watch out, Bethesda.
Exactly.
Your ass next.
You're next.
Is that today?
Ubisoft's today.
No,
maybe
Ubisoft
Bethesda's.
Ubisoft was yesterday, I believe.
Yeah?
Yeah, Ubisoft's Days of Play was yesterday.
Looks like I'm behind on the E3. Today's actually E3 though.
I was about to
yes,
say
today's one of the days.
Yeah.
One of the many days. It runs through like Monday. Right?
Yeah, it's 4 days, 5 days,
I think it's like
4
5 days. Man.
5 days.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
crazy.
you're right. Yeah.
Today there's also a VR.
We'll have to do
showcase.
a
VR showcase. We'll have news next week.
That's at 5
E3,
o'clock.
E3 coverage once it's all done. You know,
We'll do a wrap up E3 thing.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. So as far as next gen upgrades, I kind of wanted to talk about this. I don't have a whole lot of stock in this. I just wanted to put an idea out there.
Okay.
It's this Final Fantasy VII Intergrade, right? So I wasn't a big fan of the Final Fantasy VII remake. I mean, I don't think it's a piece of shit game. It just wasn't for me. That's how I felt about it. I think it's beautiful, and it's a showcase when it comes to the especially the graphics quality on the base PS4. Holy shit!
Yeah, it was killing it on the Pro.
Killing it, dude.
Yeah.
Right? And a PS5 upgrade is just natural. Like that's an obvious one. The issue that I'm seeing here, and we can deliberate on this one, whether it is a real issue. They released a PlayStation Plus version of Final Fantasy VII Remake, right?
Right.
So you can get that for free like a couple months ago. 2 months ago, maybe, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
This was in February.
Okay.
February or March, somewhere around
there. Somewhere around there. And that's fine. I'm cool with that. I, might play it again. I might try it again. I only got to the Aerith section. That's all I got.
Flowers.
Yeah, that was as far as I wanted to play on that game.
Right.
So
you didn't make it to Hell House.
No, I didn't.
Hell House is lit.
Okay. I'll give it a little bit more then. I'll give it a little bit more. But what
I've been wanting to try it.
It's worth playing.
It's worth playing,
playing. It's just that my problem is that I just don't think that Final Fantasy VII was the best Final Fantasy ever made. Okay?
Yeah, that's kind of my thing.
That's
too.
a spicy take, but
I don't think it's as spicy as you think it is
Well,
nowadays.
but he had big sword.
Dude, look, when Final Fantasy VII came out, anybody that I said that to, I had friends very upset at me.
Oh yeah,
they
absolutely.
got mad, dude. Like they were super mad. Like and my whole take on it is, I actually enjoy what they've done with it. I think it's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I think they've
the battle system's
in
cool.
some cool ways. It absolutely is. It's very engaging. There are some deviations that keep even fans of the IP very, kind of engaged, kind of keep you guessing a little bit, right?
Yeah.
However, I do think that it's milking. I know its actual purpose, and that's the problem. I know that they're once again milking nostalgia. They know that we have wanted Final Fantasy VII Remake for so long. They're like, okay, well, here you go, but we're gonna spoon feed it.
Yeah,
dude, they did a Peter Jackson's Hobbit. is what they did.
Right.
They did
right.
it.
But except for with the Hobbit, we knew when we get the next part of it.
Yeah.
And the problem here is that we don't know whenever, and especially here's the scariest thing with retrograde to me is that if we allow side stories to be applicable content, then that can be, they can just like
and then
trail of breadcrumbs.
And this gets back to my problem here, right?
We don't live long enough to see the end of the story.
So all they're releasing for Intergrade is the Yuffie.
Yeah.
That's it. So I mean, they're
dope. I like her.
I love her. Yeah.
She looks great.
And Utah's a dope area. I don't know whether you're actually going to be in Utah in the game or whether it's probably going to be her.
I don't want to spoil it for myself.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
it
who
would
knows?
be.
Yeah.
Right.
But apparently there's some other characters that show up and stuff.
Paths, exactly.
Yeah.
Where you kind of see them.
You see them,
but you don't interact with them.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's cool. I like that idea, but like. This is a $20 upgrade if you already own Final Fantasy VII.
It's pretty much like DLC. It's essentially DLC.
But what happens if you? But what happens if you have the PlayStation Plus version? Huh? Do you have to repay for the entire fucking game?
No. You don't have to pay for the entire game.
To get the PS5 upgrade? And to get the thing.
I think. Well, I don't know because I have the digital version of the game.
Yes, you have that.
Which gives me the PS5 upgrade for free.
Right.
But you don't get that with the PlayStation Plus version. But shouldn't I be able to just buy the $20 upgrade and get them both? Shouldn't I be able to do that?
That's worth looking into.
It looks like you have to spend the whole $70 on Intergrade just to get the PS5 version for a game that I have in my PlayStation Plus library for some DLC, and that's where I have the issue with it.
Right.
I'm not even saying.
Is that factual? Is that? Do we know that?
Dude, I scoured through the PSN trying to find the upgrade that I could buy for the PlayStation Plus version, and unless I just cannot find it, which again the PS5 store is kind of shit.
It's kind of wonky.
I have to say
it's
that.
weird. It's weird the way they lay things out. A lot is hidden behind that ellipses.
Yeah.
You know, if you ain't clicking on the ellipses, you'll never find your demos. You know, you'll never find some of your additional content in the game.
Yeah. So I don't know, but that seems to be the case right now. Is that I'm gonna have to spend another $70 just to see this upgrade,
that blows.
and that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially when I already have this game for free.
But see, and that's the other part of it, right? Like Square Enix, like, you know, I love them. 14 is my jam. But they know the value of this product. They know,
absolutely.
And they know that people
especially
will pay for
7
it over and over. And that's why we're getting a remake of Advent Children again.
Wait, the 4K re-release? Is that what you're talking about? Because it's not a remake; it's a remaster.
A remaster.
Yes.
Yeah, remaster. I have 3 versions of Advent Children on my shelf right now.
Man, I got a bootleg Japanese version.
That's one of them.
That's one of them.
Absolutely. Zuru.
Yeah.
They changed
Dinzu desu.
Yeah, they changed that to like
bro.
dilly dally shilly shally.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh god, that's hurts.
Zuru. I remember
Not
that.
eligible for PS5 upgrade.
Uh-oh.
See? I knew it. Thank you for doing the hard research that we can't.
That we can't be bothered to do. That's why we love having
Well, I remember
chat.
seeing it, but then I immediately was like, oh well, that didn't affect me. Also, I'm not gonna reinstall it. That's another game that just takes up a lot of hard.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say. Number one, do you really care?
I mean, if I was gonna play it again, I want to play it pretty.
Well, yeah, but
I know that sounds stupid.
If there weren't all these awesome games coming out at the same time, I would care.
Yeah.
The problem is that right now we got Ratchet and Clank.
They dumped it on you.
Yeah, right. Guilty Gears over here, rocking hard.
Which I want to talk about both of those in a second. You know?
I mean, there's just so much right now.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But and again, like here's always been my thing about like the hype for like Final Fantasy VII. It's kind of the fans' fault.
I mean,
it really is, because the whole reason that the Final Fantasy VII remake is like even exists was because they did a tech demo for the PS3 way back in the day.
PS3.
Because that wasn't supposed to be anything other than a tech demo. Wasn't supposed to be anything other than hey guys, and it looked really good. And then everybody flipped their shit, and they even came out and made statements.
Like,
hey guys,
hey,
this is just
we didn't mean to.
We're not remaking
this. If they had done it then, I might have been more interested. I think it's kind of like the Kingdom Hearts phenomenon, right?
I got you.
You know, where it's like it's taking you so long to get to this sequel that my interest just isn't there.
Right.
You know, now that's me. All right.
Yeah.
And I know that I am not the majority in this situation.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I have to look at it, a bit more subjectively. And people will buy it. People are.
They'll buy it,
retrograde.
and that's the thing.
Intergrade.
Intergrade.
You just want to call it retrograde.
I want to call it retrograde. That's how I feel about it, right?
Yeah.
It's like that seems, it makes sense to me. But people are really there. It's taking off. So good on them, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good on
I mean,
them.
they're gonna make money.
Good on them, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't know about this xCloud thing, this new xCloud thing that's going on?
Right? I could guess based on the name of it, but please.
I mean, you know what they've been doing.
I know
with,
I know what their future view of gaming is.
Their idea is to do something comparable to PlayStation Now,
right?
Except the service would come.
Is this a Sega Channel kind of thing that they're? Is this what you're talking about?
Sega Channel's not far off. That's actually a pretty good way to put it. It's similar to what EA is doing right now with their EA Pass. It's similar to Sega Channel. It's similar to PS Now.
Right.
Except, imagine just needing any device to play it. Like they basically have come out and said, as Microsoft, if you guys will allow us to put an Xbox app on it, you'll be able to stream xCloud to it.
Okay, yeah.
So it doesn't matter whether it's a PC, a Mac, a phone,
Switch.
A Switch potentially, right?
Yeah.
If Nintendo would let them put, why not? They don't sell any of those fucking games.
Yeah, I don't think Nintendo. I think they're too prideful.
I don't know, man. There's been some pretty heavy talks about Steam.
What if that's the only way that they can sneak into the Japanese market for real?
That would be, I mean, it would make so much sense. I would actually love to see it happen.
Yeah.
I think that would be the smartest move from Microsoft. I mean, the problem's not on Microsoft's side. For Nintendo.
For Nintendo,
Nintendo,
specifically,
it would be a really smart move. because then all of a sudden, people don't have to worry about getting a Series X. They can just buy a
Well, and two, I don't think that Microsoft is expecting too many people to get a Series X.
Not anytime soon.
They're aiming for software. Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. They want you part of their collective. They want you to be paying for the service.
I was about to say they want those subscription dollars,
That's
man.
what they want.
Because that's yearly revenue, right?
And it's revenue that people forget about. Right?
That's right.
All of a sudden, you forget about that $14.99, $15.99 coming out of your wallet every month.
Yeah,
you know?
seriously.
It's like whatever. You know, it's like, oh man, I've had HBO Now for 2 years and I haven't watched a single show since.
I think I was
Westworld.
watching your shit more than you were for a while.
I
there.
was using that kind of as an example. You weren't supposed to just like double down, and be like, yeah, you literally were.
I was totally watching everything.
I'll tell you why I'm telling this story, y'all, because this is what happened. You know, but seriously, I mean, that's how they would just rake in some extra money on the side, right? Like,
Man, and then check this shit out. They're gonna do trials. They're gonna do potentially demos of games, not before you buy them, before you fucking download them. You can just start streaming a game, see if you like it. You get 20 minutes in and you're like, dude, I dig it. Okay, cool. Buy, and then you start downloading. So you don't even have to waste your drive space to figure out if you like a game.
Yeah.
That's
well,
a
and
smart move.
That's amazing.
That's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing.
Because you want demos for everything.
Dude,
right?
I want demos for everything.
It's only a
I don't
bad
care
thing
what
for-
the game is. I want a demo for it before I even look at it.
Which I think I disagree with in theory, but I get what you're saying.
I get what you're saying.
I really
absolutely.
do.
I don't think it always works.
I don't.
But I do get what you're saying as a whole. God, like that really changes the map. You know, and it's really kind of bad news for physical media.
Demos
Yeah,
for
and
life.
that's where I have a problem with it, honestly.
Right.
Is like this is just creeping
But
more
we're
and
going
more.
towards.
I mean,
games
we're
as a
going
service.
there.
We're going there.
We're
It's
going there anyway. But I mean, I'm sorry
For
if
all
I'm
you
just
people who
a
don't like
stupid
owning
holdout.
things, you win.
Yeah. I want to own my games, and how much longer is it going to be? Like, if all of the gaming companies, Nintendo, Sony, Microsoft, all go to a digital streaming, basically Netflix of gamings, now you don't own anything. And anytime they're ready to get that off of the server, fuck you,
gone.
even if you pay for the subscription.
Scott doesn't like Steam.
I mean, I like Steam better than most.
Well, that's the thing. Steam has the greatest potential for the greatest potential for users to actually be considered.
Yeah.
Once we start getting into our console developers, our console designers,
Demos for life.
they don't care, man. You know, well, until the dollar, it's all about the money, right?
Yeah.
It's like when PS3 market
all about
started
the money.
to drop the PS3 online store, and then people are like, no, we're gonna buy some stuff, so the sales spike. So like, money's over there, let's keep it open now. You know, that's terrifying to think of. Because I think about, like, even when it comes to, I know I bring it up a lot, but Final Fantasy 14, there will come a time where that game doesn't exist, right? There will come a time where this large investment that I put into this thing may equate to nil.
A lot of people played 11 for a long time, dude.
And a lot of people
And
never
now
let it
it's
go.
I'm about to say, and now it's like, okay, well, here's 14. Now you have to play 14 or nothing.
Or nothing.
Yeah.
Or, well, Yoshi P is probably smart enough to be like, I'm just going to transition you all over to 16.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
now we're all here together.
Yeah.
But I just think about, you know, like, okay, the worst thing is if your internet goes out and you try to crank up your console and play something.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, well, we can't authorize your license for this title. So now you can't play this thing.
Well, which
You're like,
is-
oh, well, I've got like 7 games on my hard drive that I've downloaded, but I don't have access to any of them unless you can toggle in offline mode. So please, everybody with a PS5, do that right now.
And I think there's a similar situation on the Xbox side too.
Yes.
You just have to make sure that you set your shit up right.
Exactly, but it's not default.
And if you don't have that set up when your internet goes out, you're screwed.
You're screwed.
Yeah.
You're screwed. You got nothing. You know.
Well,
And so-
this was
and a lot of
something
it,
that
even
really-
if you don't have even if you have the disc. I'm sorry to cut you off
No,
for
you're
just
good.
1/2 second. But even if you have the disc with some of these
Yeah.
games,
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
because your save version is going to be different from that base disc version.
Well-
you can't play it.
Well,
either.
this is what fucked me up.
know?
That's specifically
Crazy,
what fucked
man.
me up with Doom when I was playing it on the Switch.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
You
wow.
know, because when Doom came out, I was like, yeah, I want fucking want Doom, and I want to play it portably,
right.
you know. And so I'm taking
hype for Doom. Listen to this, man.
exactly. You know, I'm like Doom. Yeah, want to smash some aliens, smash some demons,
Rip and tear.
But the first time I took it out and like went somewhere, and I was just like, okay, I got a little bit of time. I need to wait. I think it was like on a lunch break or some shit. I was just like, okay, let me play some Doom.
I hope you left the building.
No.
Yelling and screaming like, God fucking damn it.
Nope, I sat right in the cafeteria.
That's why you can't play Dark Souls on the shitter.
Right.
But no, I was in there. Yeah, I tried to boot up Doom, and it was just like, can't connect to Wi-Fi, and I was just like, what the fuck?
Didn't
and
you
like,
have to
and
make
I had
an
the
account?
physical. Yeah.
You had to make a Bethesda
You had to
account,
make a
right?
Bethesda account, and if it could not connect to the Wi-Fi or to the internet, wherever it was, you could not play it. Wow. Whether you had the physical or the digital. And that's like, I love that game, but I immediately traded that shit in because I was like, I do not approve of this at all.
Wow.
Like,
was that actually a physical?
It was a physical cartridge.
It was a cartridge.
Yeah,
that's good.
Because at the time I wasn't even that big into
doesn't
digital.
even-
I'm
nah.
more
What's the-
into digital
what's the
now than I
point?
was at the time.
What was the point of that?
Yeah, exactly.
So-
Why?
So nobody has an answer to that question.
No one has an answer to that
Seriously,
question.
Legitimately, like
Yeah,
I want to
no.
know. That's
Who
okay.
thought that was a good idea?
All right,
and I
whatever,
think it was
man.
the same thing for Doom 3 on
Yeah.
on
It's
the Switch.
it's the same thing for all the Dooms that
All
they
the
have,
Dooms
even
on
Doom
Switch.
64.
So it's just an id thing.
Yeah. It's
On
a
Switch.
Bethesda
Oh,
thing.
Bethesda-
Because Bethesda owns
Owns
the
id.
id IP.
Yeah, because it doesn't do that on other consoles.
It's technically not a fucking studio. They're a studio within Bethesda.
I
at
can't
this
come
point.
up with any good reason. For
There
that.
isn't a good reason.
I
That's
can't come up
why
with
you
one.
can't come up
Yeah,
with
what-
it.
what do you got,
because
chat?
there
What's a good
isn't
reason
one.
for that?
Yeah.
He said, is 11 still going strong though?
People are still playing.
People still play Final
Oh,
Fantasy
really?
11.
Oh yeah, dude. People will. Look,
Is
man,
that kind of
people
like
are
Vanilla
so
Warcraft,
hardcore.
where it's like a separate server?
Yeah,
that's
but
still
Somebody's
being
worse.
out there
Yeah.
with a
Oh,
PS2 and a hard drive playing fucking Final Fantasy 11 still.
PC as
Hey,
well.
man.
People
Yeah, and
playing on
360.
mobile as well.
Hey
you know,
man,
like,
if people love the game, they will find a way to
they'll find
play.
a way to
it.
play
Hey,
it.
can you
Absolutely.
play 11 as a back compat title on the newer Xboxes? No,
no, because the problem there would be play online viewer. That's
You
what you
can-
have to
you
log
can-
into to actually log into Final Fantasy 11.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't know if that's successful. I haven't tried that in forever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
Probably, yeah.
There's no way that I would play Final Fantasy 11.
Hey, but there's
again.
new Fantasy Star online.
There's that. Final Fantasy 11 was painful to get started in.
Oh,
and
yeah.
You have to have so much time
Yeah.
just to make any progress. Like everything was very. It was a beautiful game.
Yeah, dude,
and I
it looked
loved
great
it. I
at the
committed years
time.
of my life
My
to it,
God.
but There's no way that I could.
Hi, Andrew.
What's up, Andrew?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
Welcome to the show.
It's the mayor. He's
It's
here.
the mayor. Hello, Mr. Mayor.
Oh man,
We are honored to have you in the chat.
So, have you guys heard about this Astro City Mini?
Yeah.
You told me about it.
This shit delights me. This
super
shit
cute.
delights me. It's a little Atomus Wave cabinet, a little Sega Sammy arcade cabinet, right? It's pretty much just like all these other arcade collections or like the mini consoles they've been releasing, but this one's way cuter.
Yeah.
it's
It's a scaled down little arcade.
it's a little
machine,
tiny
you know?
arcade machine,
Yeah.
and the front control deck
This
comes off.
that
of it.
right there. That's what's
Yeah.
cool to me.
They have
because I've seen
multiples.
those tiny arcade cabinets, and I'm like, well, it's
That looks
interesting,
like
but it's
some
like that feels
bullshit,
really
right? It feels
uncomfortable,
yeah,
right?
it feels
Really
awful.
awkward to play. But being able to detach it and actually play it like pretty much a controller.
And they have
Yeah.
one that has a D-pad on it, and they
Yeah.
have one that has an arcade stick on it, and they
You
have
can
like
run it via
so
HDMI
you can
into your television.
just-
if you want to.
that's
yeah, I'm
it.
about to
That's
say
it.
it's just it's kind of like just a little plug and play console
Yeah.
essentially.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and play some old
Look,
Sega
man, we
games.
keep doing all these like arcade retro cabinets. Why don't we just build arcades and then why don't people go to them? You know, let's build
Because
arcades.
people
Let's
don't.
go-
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.
I
Go
know,
to
I
an
know it's
arcade.
too much to
No.
ask, man. But God, it's like we keep trying to recreate this thing that a lot of people have never even been a part of before.
Well, I think
But for
that's
those
the
of us who
biggest
are
thing.
Old enough that
Yeah.
you know, we remember. God, it was a good time.
Yeah, it was a
You know,
great
that dude
time. And
next
that-
to you, you're playing Marvel vs.
Put your
Capcom
quarter
2.
down.
Yeah,
Yep.
right. You know, I'm
Dude.
next in line, and this guy, you can tell he probably doesn't shower. It's just not even a thing. It's not on the radar, you know.
No,
but
he
but
plays
he's
Marvel
damn
vs.
good
Capcom
at
too.
Marvel,
That's what
right?
he does.
Exactly.
You
No,
gotta
exactly.
beat him before
Man,
he goes home to
Exactly.
shower.
If you want to enjoy this game, you better beat him.
That's right.
You better beat him out of all of his
To-
quarters.
Well, and I also think like the arcade, like there was a community there.
There was a
That's true.
community,
You know,
dude.
there was a
Absolutely.
community
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
But that's the thing too. It's just like what you said, a lot of people don't understand that that's what it was about.
Yeah.
You know, for those of us that were there, we're just like, yeah, fucking bring arcades back. But again, there are a couple of arcades in and around our town. I'm sure more. How many times have you been to those?
Well,
yeah, but they don't have the games we want to play, dude.
Because a lot of these arcades, what they shy away from fighting games specifically.
Yeah.
It's just like a lot of places
they
shy
can't
away from
handle
pool.
it. That's
they
why.
don't want competition. They
Yeah.
don't want
Yeah.
actual competition.
Yeah.
They don't want people because people get salty. People don't like to lose, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you go to like
What was it, Paramount?
That's
Or whatever, because
there's Paramount. What's the other one? Dave and Buster's.
Dave and
You know, wherever,
Buster's,
exactly same concept.
Yeah, that's all.
You
That's
know,
all.
you won't
know.
see
That's all
pool
when-
tables and you won't see fighting games
Yeah.
because they don't want folks, you know, because you have a bar. They don't want people having some drinks, playing like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike,
Getting wild.
and being like, "What the fuck? How did you parry all of that? You're hacking."
I mean,
all of a sudden they're throwing fists.
I made
and
Levi
cyber
break his toe on a Blitz cabinet because of Third Strike one
Oh.
time. So I understand the rage comes out of people, right? I mean, you
People
also
don't wanna
shouldn't
catch the
kick stuff
nails,
with cloth shoes, but
Right.
you know, it's just
Did you kick the corner of the cabinet?
hell,
Had to
dude, he
be.
kicked straight into the front of this Blitz cabinet, just right into
So,
it.
so basically, if you're playing fighting games, wear steel toe.
Yeah,
Well, at the same time,
and don't kick each other.
And don't kick
And
things.
don't kick NFL Blitz. How do you
Yeah.
think that thing was gonna go?
Yeah, man, come on,
You
it's
know,
the
like,
Blitz cabinet.
Yeah,
it's
dude,
got to be
that's
sturdy.
everything about it is like you got people getting suplexed on the field. You know what I'm saying?
Blitz
They'll
was
break
fun.
a toe.
Blitz was
They'll break
fun,
a toe.
dude.
Oh yeah, I would
Yeah,
love
man.
to see that come.
But
back.
no,
Galaga was
I
great.
I think out of all of these tiny
was good.
arcade,
That was
things-
my go-to.
Oh
People
yeah.
do love
Yeah.
Galaga.
Out of all these tiny arcade things,
That
though,
and
the
the
Astro
Turtles beat 'em
City is
up.
about the only one that I'd get. Too bad you can't fucking buy them because they're already
Yeah.
out of stock.
Wait. The
The Astro
mini?
City MIDI, yeah,
Sure.
that shit's already out
Oh,
of stock.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's already gone. It's they. I mean, I'm sure they'll restock them eventually, but
Well,
I'm-
scalpers probably bought them all.
that's the thing. As soon as they come back out, you know they're gonna get
They're
snatched
already
right
like,
off
what,
the
yeah.
shelves,
like
dude.
$129.99. I think.
Yeah, something like that. So it's not too crazy. It's
Right.
comparable to what the other minis are.
Do you know
so-
specifically like the number of games that are like already on it?
like 20,
20, like 20 or 30.
yeah, something in there. Yeah.
You know,
And it's
Eh.
good shit. It's good
Oh,
shit.
okay.
You know, good Sega games. Yeah. So
I guess on the adverse side, so we got Astrobot Mini over
Yeah.
here, or Astro City,
Astrobot-
Yeah,
Astrobot
Astrobot Mini.
Mini.
That's what we need. But
Yeah,
Astro City
absolutely.
Mini, and then we have the greatest announcement of the Summer Games Show.
and you're right here
finally
for it,
helped.
Mayor Mandrew.
It finally happened.
Ooh.
They finally gave it to us. Elden fucking Ring.
Elden Ring.
That
Elden
looks
Ring.
good.
Man, I was so
Elden
ready.
Ring.
I was so ready to take all this hype and be like, okay, either it's not going to exist or it's not going to be what we're hyping things up to be. We overhype all the time. Elden fucking Ring, man.
Andrew said he cried. Yeah.
It was
Yeah, you did.
magnificent.
I felt strength welling up inside me.
Like, they delivered, man. They delivered. And then, like, they kept delivering. Like, that wasn't even like a short trailer. The trailer kept going. And the more you got into it, the more it's just like what? I need it now. I need it now.
When
And
that
then they're
horse
like,
jumps up straight up the
Oh,
side
with
of the
all those
mountain,
legs?
I'm like, come on.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah.
What is it? Your bull horse or whatever?
Yeah.
'Cause it has like
And the way he
fucking
just
horns.
summons the horse, like
Oh.
out from nowhere. You know,
See,
he's
that
just
looked
walking,
really
and all of a
cool.
sudden- Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
okay,
looked really
that's a
cool.
great way to handle
I
it.
like
Spectral horse.
Wasn't there like a
Solid.
there was like a
go.
werewolf night? You know, the dude like
mean,
standing on that
I
cliff. He's like,
wish-
ow!
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
shit-
was
I
dope.
was
That
just
was
like,
super
oh,
Got some
okay.
Bloodborne
That
in it,
might
right?
get me to play
It's got
it.
some Sekiro
God, we-
in it.
we-
Did you
we
see
should
the
have done
did you
a
see
reaction
the
vid.
the like thief style character that
Yes.
like jumps into it and does the backflip
Yes.
and
You wanna do a
everything?
reaction
Yes. I mean, seriously,
Let's
that,
do this.
that
I'll
would've
react
been-
to it many more times. I'm
Was
fine
that,
with
was
that.
that a mini joke?
Yeah. Ah.
Yeah, that was.
Astro City
I might
many
need
more
you guys
times.
to go
Is
into
that-
the other
that
room
helps a
for
little
me to
bit,
react.
right?
I mean, there's not a whole lot to say about Elden Ring except it's coming out
Except
in
yes, and more
January,
yes.
and yes, that's it. I mean, you know,
I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah.
By then,
Yeah.
people might be able to get a PS5, or at least like
Yeah.
10%. Of
It's
people
coming out on
won't.
last gen
Hopefully.
consoles too.
That scares me.
It-
Only because of frame rate. You know, I mean, I feel like in order, like it's gonna have to run at 30. You know,
On the last gens.
Yeah, it's going to have to,
Yeah.
and I wonder how much that's gonna actually change gameplay a little bit.
I don't mind Souls games running at 30. I feel like as long as they're consistent, they're fine.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I will say, though, Sekiro's different.
Yeah.
Sekiro's speed and just the amount of parrying that you have to do in a
Yeah,
game
'cause
like
you
that.
have to parry a shit ton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Bloodborne would probably feel a lot better at 62, but
Oh,
we
man.
still don't know
Yeah.
if we're ever gonna get that
Not
upgrade.
until they can charge full 60 for it. It's like,
Man,
well, I think
From
we will
Software
see
won't
it.
throw us a bone, huh?
Nah, they won't.
Yeah, you
Especially
need
when
the
Sony's
parry
involved,
timing. Absolutely, yeah.
You know, so I'm
Oh,
interested
hey,
to
yeah,
see.
you know what? You bring it up at the right time. I really wanted to talk about Guilty Gear Strive and Ratchet and Clank, so good on you for saying that. What do you think about 4K 30 mode in Ratchet?
Oh man, well it was heartbreaking, you know,
It's-
because the game started off in 4K 30,
Yeah.
and it looked really beautiful. Like the textures are like I was saying earlier, gumdrops, man, it's like super just candy. Like everywhere you look, everything looks so soft and so beautiful. However, because of that high fidelity, low frame rate is glaring. You know, all of a sudden it's like, wow, man, this movement's kind of shitty. Because when you first arrive, you get off your ship. They're basically having I'm sorry, you're not getting off your ship. You are walking out to a celebration in your honor.
Yeah.
And so you walk out, and there are all these fireworks going off everywhere. And like I said, the textures are great. The ray tracing looks absolutely beautiful. However, you watch those fireworks, and it's like almost like a slideshow. You know what I'm saying? It's
Like
just
there's a
that
strobe light
explosion.
kind of thing.
Kind of.
going
You know what I'm
up
saying? Like they go out, and it's like damn, like this looks so good. But I know what I have to do, and I
Right.
kicked it down to 1440 with RT activated,
Right.
which bumped me up to 60 FPS. All of a sudden, everything's buttery smooth.
Yeah.
And so now, of course, you know, the textures, they're still very, very good. And if you had never seen the other version,
You
would
wouldn't
still be like,
you wouldn't be any the
you
wiser.
wouldn't miss
Yeah,
anything. You wouldn't
exactly.
miss a thing. It's like, this is the way that this game is meant to be experienced. But because of the fact that we're focusing so much on RT, you know, it's like, okay, well, 4K 30 is going to be a prime example. Now, you can actually toggle that within your PlayStation 5 settings and have it either default to fidelity mode, performance mode, or whatever the game itself dictates as the priority, right? Mine is set up so that whatever the game, because I want to see what the devs think of their own shit, right? So I leave it onto the game.
The recommended or whatever.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it switches
So
back and
4K
forth
30,
between the two modes?
What
Is that
do
how
you
that
mean?
works? Like if you do it on what the game decides, does it?
No, it's gonna
No?
whatever the developers have decided was the base way that they wanted their game to be experienced. So
Right.
in this case, it was 4K 30. That's what it would default to. If they're like, okay, well, our gameplay mode, you know, our 60 FPS mode is what we're really leaning heavily towards.
Yeah.
That will be the standard default, but you'll have the option of switching to a 30 FPS
I gotcha.
4K mode.
I gotcha.
Right? But that's what they started the game off in, was 4K 30.
Right.
And
Show off the pretties.
and I thought and I thought about playing through the game like that, except for I started playing it,
Just
and
that
I'm
frame
like,
rate.
I can't.
Just, yeah.
Yeah,
Just
right.
kinda kills it.
Yeah, in a lot of old games, like frame rate, you know, some people are like, oh, frame rate always matters, and if it's not 60, then it's trash. I'm like, I don't think that's true.
It depends
No,
on the
with,
game.
like-
it
really
depends
does.
on
right.
the game.
Like
yeah.
even Spider-Man, like Miles Morales was great at 4K 30. It
Right.
was still very, very playable.
Yeah.
Now 60, it feels very fast and
Yeah.
very smooth,
Yeah.
but it's still very playable. Ratchet, I think now that we're at this point where game fidelity is so good that
You're here for Ava.
30 FPS, Eva. Yo, what up? But no, it's like, you know, if a game is so pretty, 30 FPS makes things look very unnatural. All of
Right.
a sudden, right? Which is very, very strange. You know.
Well,
so.
it kind of makes the game unplayable, and Ratchet and Clank
that
has
saying they're
always
here
been
for Ava?
pretty fast paced.
Inko.
Oh, what up, Okame?
What's up? Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
That was a dead
I
pun.
definitely put the graphics on 4K 30 with Demon Souls when I first got it.
Yeah.
And it took me a long time to change over to 60, and it really wasn't until the harder areas that I felt like I needed to.
Oh, wow.
You know?
Wow. Well, you played through Demon Souls several times before, right? So.
Including on PC at 4K 60
Oh,
through
okay.
the emulator. So I
Right.
got
Yeah.
to play the old game at high frame rate and high resolution.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I mean, with that game, it looks gorgeous with the cranked up settings, but you get your ass beat, and you get tired of that
Right.
So you just deal with it.
Playing a FromSoft and get tired of your ass getting beat.
Oh my god! You think I'd be used to it?
Yeah, I know, right?
Shit. Nope, never.
Yeah.
No, I did. I switched probably within 15 minutes of playing, and I do the same thing for Final Fantasy 14. Some people will know. There's also a 4K mode for PS5, but once again, we're still running at really more like 28, 30, sometimes fluctuating up to like 40.
Oh yeah.
But I'll use that for like G-Pose, which is essentially a camera mode. So if I'm taking pictures, switch it to 4K. Let's run with that.
Yeah.
If not, then I'm gonna bump that resolution down so that it can have a smoother frame rate.
Man, but when you play something like Ghost of Tsushima at 4K and 60, then you really just get that. I don't mind
found the sweet spot.
If they could have a third option, which is turn off ray tracing, and
would you want to? In Ghost of Tsushima?
Well, not for that. No, I mean, I mean in certain games. I don't even mean
4K,
a specific.
no RT.
4K, no RT 60. If you had like this other option,
but they
here,
won't
you know?
let go of RT.
I mean, fucking.
Well, because
Cold War.
RT is the future of gaming.
Right.
You know,
right. It's our blast process.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you turn RT off when you were playing Cold War?
That is actually
when we're playing zombies. When we're playing Call of Duty.
No.
See, I turned ray tracing off.
I just wanted to see pretty zombies.
Man, like when I was playing it with the controller,
I want to see pretty zombies.
I think it really just had to do with me switching over to playing keyboard and mouse with it.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
You notice the drop in frame rate way worse with a mouse than you do with a controller because you have consistent fucking movement on a right stick for the most part. You know, it's a little bit more of a linear curve rather than on a mouse where you're, and plus you've heard me clacking them buttons. I kind of play like I'm playing Unreal Tournament or something.
How am I hearing? I'm hearing like arcade button inputs, and he's over there clicking on a mouse. I'm like, I don't know.
It's my loud ass keyboard. That's
what
you hear.
WSAD. You ever done WSAD in that hard?
I gotta do just I do. I don't know why. It's a fidget. Yeah.
Hey, you survived, so fuck it.
That's right. And I shoot him in the face.
You shoot him in the face. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
But about Strive.
Yeah, about Strive.
Yeah,
before we get into zombies.
Leave that on the more zombies.
Right. And before we get to
sexy zombies,
some more zombies. So Strive just came out, and you guys have been playing the beta, right? Or the alpha.
We played it. We
had
played
been
the beta,
yeah.
but the early access.
Early access. Okay,
was
that's
on
what
the
I was.
8th.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. But the full game just recently came out.
Yes. Basically, the early access was for anybody who pre-ordered it.
Just
they
to
got
say,
it a couple days.
Trey plays 14. We do not.
Yeah, but I talk to them about it all the time. They just gotta put up with it and
it's
know that it's part of
me
as their friend.
We're cool with it.
That celebration was awesome.
I bitch about
even not
anime
as a
all the
fan.
time, so
since that came up, just to put this out in the air, because over the course of our career together, it's going to come up because it's a very important IP to me.
Absolutely.
But, I've never seen such love from developers towards their player base as I've seen on Final Fantasy 14. Like, really, just even saying it out loud and thinking about the things that I know kind of chokes me up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, anybody who watched the fan festival and they know about everything going on with Masayoshi Soken.
They love you guys.
Dude, they love us
Man.
so much.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about all these other studios that really don't and just want our dollar, these guys are the only ones that are like, we want your money too, but we're going to give you something back for it, and we're going to make sure that you know that you're important.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think
how many other companies make you feel that way?
Dude, I think that people need to know about this because that's kind of where I thought gaming would always go. Right?
Needs more L felt. I'll give you that. We'll get on that in just a second.
Yeah. It's coming, but not
soon.
This year. Not soon. No, we'll
well,
see it for a while.
So to talk about Strive real quick,
Yeah.
I had to get the PS4 version because my stick doesn't work with the PS5 version, and we're gonna test it just again. But in the beta, it didn't work, and from reports that I've seen, some sticks just don't fucking work.
Stick works perfectly.
Yeah.
But I'm using a Mad Catz TE2, and so there's a chance that they may have Mad Catz drivers.
Yeah, but they're not going to have these X arcade drivers.
Exactly, right?
I have to
Because
use a
you're not
series
even-
of adapters to even get the shit to plug
which
in.
is probably the problem more
That's
than
it.
anything else,
Because
right?
it's technically emulating a PS4 controller.
Right.
But you'd think that with officially licensed PS4 controllers like they've said, they should work just fine.
Well, my arcade stick
Your
is
arcade
an officially licensed PS4 controller.
So
Right.
it's a hit or miss, but in this case, this is one that I'm glad that I haven't actually seen the PS5 version, so that I don't know what I'm missing as far as the graphics quality.
Well, I mean, at least frame rate you're going to have.
Frame rate's
it's
fine.
just going to be, really just your colors more than anything else.
Yeah.
Just looking at the PS4 version when you had it running inside, it definitely looks more washed out.
Oh, yeah.
As far as those colors.
And those sharp edges aren't as crisp.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
It does not look like Dragon Ball FighterZ looks.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
Absolutely. But, at the end of the day, it's still very playable, man.
Yeah.
Like, I think we kind of forget that we're still sitting on that bridge between console cycles. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not like, okay, if the game is available on PS5 and PS4, the PS5 version, while, graphically, of course, it's going to be superior. The PS4 version is probably still going to be damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
it's probably still going to
absolutely.
be very, very good. And so I don't feel like you're slighted at all by playing that version.
No.
I was
No.
looking at the load times. Load times are still lightning
Load
fast.
times are fine. Absolutely.
Right, so that would be my
Sometimes
only
I
other
do look
concern.
at the back of that eagle for quite a while, though.
Well, no,
Sometimes
we all
it's
do.
just-
Playing online or
Yeah, playing
offline?
online.
Playing
Online,
online.
we all do. Yeah,
Okay.
that's just
Yeah.
handshaking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to wait for that for sometimes.
The eagle's got a handshake, right?
Hey, right.
So bouncing off of that,
Yeah, because Strive's awesome. Go check it out.
Oh,
That's
that
really it.
soundtrack by itself.
absolutely. Well, I was gonna say,
hey.
Dude, if we're not going to talk about the soundtrack.
No.
No, I
This
was,
is really important. Okay,
this
good.
was
Say
this
what
is
you got.
actually about Guilty Gear. How do
Oh,
you guys
oh.
feel about the Guilty Gear anime that was announced?
Wait.
What?
Huh?
No.
Wasn't that?
No. Strive
The
storyline.
storyline
Oh, the
is
Strive.
a goddamn
Yeah.
anime.
Yeah,
That's what we
I,
sent you.
that's what when I looked at that, I was
No,
just
no,
like,
no, hold on a
oh,
second. Hold
Oh,
on a
is
second.
that what they're
Yeah.
doing?
This is
yeah, 'cause
really-
I was
no.
actually pretty disappointed. I was just
Right.
like, oh man, I mean, I
No,
thought they would
that's
do
funny,
better
man.
for an
The
actual series.
the story mode, because the story mode
That's
of every
funny.
Arc
That's
System
Yeah,
game,
that's what I thought. I don't know
usually,
shit about
like,
this.
Here's some still frames and a whole bunch of words for you to read.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll be spoken, but this time they actually did make a full anime.
Right.
Like, there are I don't know how many
Like
episodes there are.
actual
Each, like,
cutscenes and shit
yeah,
like
each one's
that,
about
yeah.
20 minutes a piece that you can watch through.
Okay.
And they're all fully
Wait,
dubbed.
it
for those
works
people
like
who-
that?
Yes. Yeah, dude. I'm on episode 5 right now.
All I've played is arcade and against you guys. I
Dude.
haven't even done any of that
Oh
yet.
man,
Oh.
they went all the
Man,
way
hey,
with
and
it.
Faye Valentine is Eno.
Faye Valentine is Eno.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I gotta lay this on the table, and I said this to you before about how I had a controversial thing about Strive here that I think you and Robbie don't agree with me on, and I feel strongly about this one.
What's up?
I don't like the soundtrack.
I mean, I could see how it can be abrasive for a lot of people.
Daisuke's singing makes me turn the volume down.
I mean, it's not the best. It's not the best singing.
Whoa. Everything else about the soundtrack's fine,
However, it makes me laugh.
It's
You know,
funny.
like, it
It
makes
is
me.
funny.
It does. It
That
does,
is
like,
bullshit blazing.
Yeah, my heart is racing. Dude, it really just cracks me the
Maybe
fuck
it'll
up.
grow
get
on
behind
Have
me.
you heard Milia's?
You think
Have you heard Milia's?
Milia's
song?
is cool.
Her jam is good.
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Her jam is good.
Man, but that Eddie
It's,
song,
dude.
I can't get up behind that
Oh my
Zato
God.
one song.
It just
I can't
cracks
get it.
me
I
up
can't.
so hard, man. And so I'm all about it because it just creates this completely different identity for the game,
Yeah.
which is their point for the game existing
Yeah,
anyway.
totally.
It's
Yeah.
creating a new identity within the
Dude,
Guilty Gear
It's
umbrella.
got
you
its
know?
own. It's got its own identity.
He's got
It
his own
definitely
thing
has
going.
that shit.
It is doing its own
That's
thing,
right.
And so, but then I'll also say that when I was younger, I wasn't the biggest fan of the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 soundtrack. When I would play it and I
And I won't let you
go. Yeah, it's like I was just like,
Yeah.
why do we do this? And I'm just like, okay, well, this isn't really my favorite.
And
shit.
then eventually
But over
you're
time,
singing it in your
I
head
love
in the
that
shower,
shit,
and
right?
you're
yeah. So this
It's
might be
gonna
one
grow
of
on
those things
me.
that will grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, because
Some songs are just earworms.
That's
guys.
what it is.
I mean,
Exactly.
they just need time to get all the way in the ear
Yeah.
and into the brain.
because I was really upset
Then once they're there,
until
yeah.
I was in training mode and I'm listening to Saul's theme, and then I'm just like, God damn it, this kind of rocks. Like, what happened? I love that.
Yeah,
This is the
absolutely.
real love we're
Yeah, dude.
making.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's CBS too.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that's
good
my shit.
Mhm. Yeah, I like Strive a lot. Maybe that music will grow on me, but everying
We'll
else
see.
about it,
But okay, well,
great.
here we go. Here's something for you.
Okay.
And Strive, as you play, you get to go fishing with the money that you earn through fighting, and you get soundtracks.
Like fishing?
Fishing.
Oh,
you go
nice.
out, you press a button, bing, and you pull up items. And sometimes it's like, oh, here's something for your little avatar for our online mode that nobody wants or likes, and we're just doubling down.
Yeah.
But you'll also get BGMs. And you'll get BGMs from all of the previous Guilty Gears, which you can then assign to background music. Bing, 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 bing.
Well, there you go.
Okay.
Problem solved.
Okay, so I can get
that.
classic Anji's theme, is what
There
you're
you
saying.
go.
Okay.
There you go.
Which, by the way, check us out on, or check me and some of the music I've made out on Very Glorious Music, our YouTube channel. We've covered a couple of Guilty Gear tracks and some other things.
That sounds like self-promotion. We don't do self-promotion on our channel.
Fuck that.
Oh,
yeah, we
shit.
do.
I thought that's why
Yeah,
we don't
self-promote.
self-promote.
Fuck
I mean, look,
that.
you know the most ridiculous shit? Like, if you go to, like, certain social media outlets,
Reddit.
it's like, especially fucking Reddit. Dude,
Yeah.
it's mad
Yeah,
at me.
they're just
because
like, yeah.
if I'm like, hey, a friend of mine made this thing, and you put it up, they're
Oh,
like,
it's
oh my god, this is
amazing.
great. They should make more content like this. And you're like, okay, hey, I made this thing. They'd be like, oh, no, we got to pull that
You
down. That's
dirty
self-promotion.
bastard.
What is wrong with you?
Why would you
know,
show
for
people
real,
things
exactly.
that you're proud
You need
of?
to crawl back into your hole and never come back out.
No,
You know,
fuck.
it's just like,
But that's the thing. It's just
Thank
like
you
if
for
you
checking
don't
it out.
promote, you can't how are you going to get your name out there?
Right.
You know, if you, especially if you like.
I can see
how
how
are you
you're
gonna
spamming.
Yeah, if,
Oh,
if
yeah.
that's all you're
That's
doing.
trash.
Yeah,
Right.
That's trash.
I mean, but I do that on my Facebook. That's all my Facebook's for. It's
Spam,
just
spam,
like,
spam,
yeah,
spam.
yeah. It's
Love
just
you,
like,
fam.
oh,
Spam, spam,
yeah.
spam. Look at my
That's
dinner.
right.
Hey, all my all my Facebook is for now is to promote this show and bitch about Sailor Moon. That's it. That's all.
Whoa. Goddamn, we're never going to get to the topic. Are we bitching about Sailor Moon now?
We're
Are we
bitching about a specific Sailor Moon.
What happened?
Sailor Moon
You were
Crystal,
loving
man.
it.
No, Sailor Moon Crystal.
Oh,
Not
I thought
the
you were
new
talking
movie.
about, okay.
Not the
No,
okay.
movie.
no. The
All
movie's
right,
great,
all right.
and everything else about it is great.
Okay,
Crystal
good,
is
good.
garbage.
Okay.
Fuck
I
Crystal.
thought you were
Okay.
talking about the movie. I was like, what happened?
Yeah,
You were so happy.
Crystal pisses me off, man.
Just go ahead and
It's
skip
real
Crystal.
bad.
Holy shit.
I've tried 3 times to like that fucking show.
Dude, you
Fuck
just went,
that
like,
show.
beat red immediately. Like,
yeah,
you did.
yeah.
You
It
got
makes
hot.
me. It gets me hot, man. It
K
gets me
groove, man.
frustrated.
This is true.
I did say that at one point we were thinking
fucked
about
up my girl
putting
Mako, man. Why do
the
I-
K groove shit at the bottom that would fill up when somebody get angry and start doing the flash.
that's
Yeah,
really-
dude.
That's an
really good.
eventual.
Hell no, dude.
thing
Don't
I'm
know
trying
because
to-
the next step. Here we go, walking backwards.
Yeah.
The next step for Capcom
Yeah.
is to start suing people themselves. Now they already told you like don't use our music in
Uh-huh.
any of your content creation. You know, unless you're adding to our game in some way or creating
Yeah.
a guide. Don't use our shit. So the last thing, no,
Yeah.
because Capcom's gonna be trying to recoup some losses.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Here soon.
Well, I'll make sure it looks way more like the SNK stuff because they're buds.
Right.
There we
Over
go.
at
Yeah,
SNK.
they're okay with it.
They got
that's
us.
true.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, let's get on the topic
Zombies.
of fucking
More
zombies.
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 You know, because we haven't talked about zombies. Was that too on the nose for either one of you guys?
Dude, you know what?
It's
I
just
was-
Zack Snyder.
I was
isn't it?
kind of
It's Zack
happy
Snyder.
about it because I was
Yeah, you
waiting
know
for
what?
it. You know, after
Yeah.
Sucker Punch, especially.
Absolutely.
Oh,
You know,
man.
like Sucker Punch
Boy.
always seemed like he grabbed my old, torn up, leather bound 128 CD
Yeah.
case from my car. And
Right.
he just flipped through and be like, all right, well, here's some Bjork. Let's throw that in there.
Yeah.
Shit, you
When
know,
they hit that Bjork,
you know.
the game changed
Oh,
in Sucker
yeah.
Punch. I was like,
When
oh.
you come play.
here's some
dude,
Jefferson
what,
Airplane.
Army of
Yeah.
Me. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
dude.
Yeah.
Army of Me.
Because everything else was covers. Everything
Yeah,
else was
yeah,
covers of
absolutely.
the original song, but not the Bjork.
Not the
No,
Bjork. That
no.
was straight up. Because who's
Dude,
gonna
I was
cover
in the
that
theater,
song?
And I was
cover
I
some
I mean,
Bjork.
we-
I'd
we
cover some
covered it.
Bjork.
I mean, yeah, but,
Absolutely, but
look, you can do it. It's like covering Tool. You can do it,
Yeah,
but you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
but
you
it ain't
shouldn't.
gonna be. Yeah, you shouldn't.
shouldn't.
That's what.
Yeah.
That's really what I was getting at. It's like who should cover
should
Bjork?
cover Bjork?
Yeah,
Bjork.
I will
Bjork.
say.
That's
I will
who.
say. Did you finish Resident Evil?
Yeah.
You
Well,
did?
no, I didn't.
God
I
damn it.
you
God
know I
damn it,
got to a
Scott.
certain point. It was just like I just don't even want
Look,
to.
okay, you know the Village of Shadows book that
I
she's
don't
reading
think he
at the
likes
beginning?
it.
Yeah, you should at least watch the ending cutscene because there's
I'll
a
pull it
girl
up for
who,
him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Like she sings that story.
Yeah.
and it's very Bjork.
Yeah.
Very Bjork inspired. Yeah.
Cool.
So I think you might actually.
But not too heavy-handed to the point where you're like, oh, you're just ripping her
Oh,
off.
so not Snyder-handed?
You can tell she's a fan.
She's
cool.
It's an appropriate ripoff.
I like
it. Unlike how Capcom does.
Right.
So zombies. I figured we'd talk about some zombie games first. I mean, there's just so many of them.
There's so
Why don't we
many.
just tell people what are your favorite zombie games? What's your absolute
so the
favorites?
The point of it is of the Dead, right? So
yeah, of the Dead.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we're talking George Romero,
Yeah.
again, choose Zack Snyder remakes, and
Because
Army of the Dead
just
recently
came
came out as well. How did you all feel about it? Did you enjoy the movie?
I really
I
loved
liked
Army
it.
of the Dead.
I liked it a lot.
Very fun movie.
Like I told him earlier in the week, I was like, I think this is Snyder's best film since Sucker Punch.
Yeah.
I wish that you hadn't told me that. You told me that before I watched the movie.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then I watched the movie.
And it kind of got your...
Well, only because I love Sucker Punch so much, right?
Yeah.
Like, I put it on this pedestal, and I thought that Army of the Dead was okay. Now, let me put it when I was doing this, and so the problem
you did wait
the
till
real
crunch time.
problem. Well,
You did.
I've been streaming all week,
Right.
dropping
I don't
shit.
blame you.
Did Strive in 1 week,
Yeah.
Ratchet and Clank. I'm just like, God damn, dude. And
Let
it's
me
2.5
put
hours
that
long.
into what I said into context though,
Yes.
because like I also really really love Sucker Punch. Now, do I think Army of the Dead is better or on the same level as Sucker
Right.
Punch? No, but what I said was his best movie since Sucker Punch, and that is a low bar to
That's a low
clear
bar,
right
that's
now.
very-
You know?
I mean, you're absolutely correct in that way. But I guess when I went into it, I was putting it on that echelon.
same
So I'm like,
level.
oh my
Yeah.
god! And you know what the real problem is? The real problem is last week we watched Frankenstein's Army.
True, and that movie was so
and it was
good.
so good,
And it's
yeah.
so
It was
unique.
right?
And it's so
And so I can't help but compare those two things.
Yeah.
And it's way better than Army of the Dead. You know what I'm saying? Like in my mind, it's way better than Army of the Dead. Now I thought Army was cool. I thought it was really predictable and kind of silly, very silly.
Very silly,
You know?
and all the characters are almost like cartoons.
Well, it's
Right.
Ocean Zombie.
Right.
Yeah, but everything, the whole team breaks apart like almost immediately.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The second
think
they get
about-
there and his daughter's just like doing her own shit.
Oh, totally,
And
yeah.
then you got the military dude, and we all knew he was fucking
Fodder.
off from the very beginning. Right.
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
well, fodder, but he also kills that one girl. Just
Oh, you're talking
because-
about the dude that works for the
corporate
Japanese
guy.
the corporate dude
the
that comes in
corporate
with
guy.
them.
I
Yeah.
thought you were talking about the cop prick that they kill almost instantly.
Oh no, that was great.
Yeah.
I was
that
very
was
excited. She was
awesome.
like, "Oh no, we need one more guy."
Yeah,
you know,
let's
like,
take a
we
jerk
gotta have
face
one.
over
That was
here.
cool.
Well, and I think it's moments like that and like the action scenes that kind of sold me on it.
Yeah.
Because none of the human drama, Snyder's not good at writing human drama.
Right.
Whatsoever.
He covers it up with a little bit of pomp. You know, well,
Yeah.
or you know, you get
Well,
too
he can't
much
not
loud
write-
music.
Yeah.
You know that you can jam out to that.
He
kinda
can't not
takes away
write
from the fact
broken
that-
characters. He can't just put somebody in there that would be compelling on their own unless they have a tragic backstory.
I think the best character in that entire movie was Bautista's neck. I think Bautista's
The neck stands alone.
What
Dude,
neck?
oh my god! Right.
What a pillar of a neck. Look at that. You make a coliseum out of necks like
Every time I
that.
saw him, I was like, Jesus! You can just hear his T-shirt screaming, right?
I wonder if you could ollie off of that. You know?
Fuck yeah, you can. Oh, half pike
Impossible.
neck.
Yeah.
Man, yeah, but I like Batista in general. I think
Yeah,
Batista's
Yeah.
a fairly decent actor. You know, he's not
For a wrestler.
amazing. He's not the Rock when it comes to wrestlers as actors.
He's a terrible
right?
actor,
But he's better than John
good
Cena.
At doing that one
He's
thing.
Well,
good at doing-
here's
Cena
the-
keeps trying to do other
I don't-
stuff.
Cena
That's
keeps
the problem.
trying.
He does that one. I'm the angry grizzled dad.
Man, did you see?
And I'm
Did
good
you
at that.
see
But he-
Blade Runner? Did you see Blade Runner?
No, the newest.
The
Blade
newer-
Runner's
No,
really
That
good.
motherfucker is.
I really do
He's
think
a
that
replicant,
Bethesda-
dude. He is a replicant in that one, and he fucking puts people through walls.
It's really
and
good.
he is a badass.
I can see that
And he
happening.
does a really good
And
job.
he has
Like,
a
he
human
actually
moments,
does
man.
act really well.
He has such a good human moments.
I don't think
Yes.
Batista is a bad actor. I think he's been kind of shortchanged as far as like the roles that have been
does
offered to
Drax
him.
have any
Yeah.
character building? Does Drax?
Right.
Drax is
well,
just
he
Drax,
wants
right?
a Drax standalone series.
I'm fine with that.
You know,
I'm
And so
fine.
that
He's
was really
actually
interesting.
saying he's walking away from that.
Oh, is he walking away
after
from it now?
after volume
Thank you
3?
for the lurk.
He's
Oh, wow.
done.
Oh,
like he
wow.
says he's done. He's like, I'm getting too old. I can't be doing shirtless parts anymore.
That's the concern.
That's what he
That's
was
the
saying.
thing. That
yeah,
dude is
that's what,
jacked.
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh my god.
But
Seriously.
But no. I feel like Batista is a good actor. He just hasn't had the chance to shine other than in Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Well,
And at the same on top
Yeah.
of that, something that's kind of like, I mean, sometimes for guys like that in a movie, charisma is really all you need, and he has that shit in spades.
I think that's arguable.
Yeah, I don't know.
Well, it depends on what you like.
Depends on what you like.
He really likes that neck. That's
Right,
what it
yeah,
is.
I love that neck.
I mean,
That neck has
is-
all the charisma in the
What
world. yeah, what neck?
I mean, he's got the Chris Benoit thing going on with the.
Wouldn't that be a cool line of clothing?
What
called
neck?
What
What
Neck? And it's
neck?
made
For
for like super.
bodybuilders?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, dude.
Call what neck?
Let's go.
What
Hey, coin it. You know,
Coin
that's
it.
our shit.
Man.
That's right. Don't nobody steal that. That's
for
ours.
real. You know,
What
unless
neck?
you're
made
gonna
that
make
up.
it for us, and then we
Yeah.
can talk.
Yeah, we can talk.
talk numbers later.
That's right.
You know, but yeah, dude, absolutely.
What
Just
neck?
have what neck go
Yeah.
around here, but they're all like deep like tank top, like deep cut tank top.
So
That's
do
right.
we want to talk about the general? I figure since we've backwards to this, we'll talk about the games after the movie. How about let's do that?
Yeah.
But do you want to just talk about the general idea of what Army of the Dead's about? You know, like I'm not gonna.
I mean, it's pretty much
Patient
it's
Zero.
Freeze's Army. It's the
yeah,
same shit.
it's
Well, I mean,
In essence,
what-
here's one
the-
guy who's lying to everybody about why he's actually going on this mission.
Oh,
everybody's in here to try to,
yes.
break into this
Wow.
bank and get out $20 million.
Yeah.
When in truth, they want to weaponize these zombies. It's the
yeah.
same shit.
It's a heist movie in a zombie apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of, which this is a debate between me and him. It's to me, it feels like on the conceptual side, a successor to what Romero had going on with Day and Land and all that, where sometimes there's a bub. Sometimes there's a bub.
Where's our bub?
Well,
I guess is our bub
that-
our chief?
Well, let me get this. Sometimes bubs last longer. Sometimes bubs get real smart,
Right.
and then those bubs can talk to other zombies.
and this bub is having a baby.
And this bub
Yeah.
found him a girlfriend and leads an entire army of
How
zombies.
did he maintain an erection with like blood flow not really being?
Well,
that's the
very
thing. I wanna-
carefully.
You know, sometimes rigor mortis hits you in the right way. You know,
Oh,
sometimes
he's had a
he's
bone
got-
this whole time.
That's right.
Oh man,
He's just got the death bone going on.
Maybe
Yeah.
that's why they
He's
all
got
look
to
up to
fold
him.
it up into his belt. That's what it is. You know what I mean? He's
That's
got
the worst, dude.
yeah.
Ah, dude. So maybe that's why he's worshipped. You know, everybody's
Yeah.
just like, oh my
They're
god,
like,
this guy.
death bone up here.
You know,
is obviously the winner.
So do you think he's gonna? Transform the coyote and make her? Because this could clearly be. There's gonna be a sequel. We already know that part, right?
I mean, we're gonna get a Batista zombie, right?
We're gonna get a Batista.
Wait, did he get
no,
shot
he
in the
got
head?
shot.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, he got killed.
See,
The problem is
he got shot.
What's the other guy? V. It starts with a V, right?
Yeah.
Like Vanderho.
The guy
Vanderho?
that lasted till
the
the
black
end.
guy. Yeah, the black guy. He
the guy
was the one
lasted
that got
till the
bit,
end.
and he was like in the
And
mirror.
that's where it ends. But
Which
like
I liked him a lot.
Oh yeah.
He had the
think-
quips the whole
Well,
time.
you know,
yeah,
okay,
I liked
that
him.
leads to another
Well,
problem
dude,
as
when
well.
he like slings his fucking guns off and he goes to like fucking fight that motherfucker
Uh-huh.
like there, like
Yeah.
right there at the
And
wall.
he's like here,
and then he
you
gets
can't-
his ass handed to him.
Absolutely,
like, it's
rightfully
like,
so.
oh.
And he's like, he
that
goes
was-
up to that cop and he gives him
That was
the
good.
cop has the saw and he gives him the gasoline. He's like, you carry this. Don't never fucking touch my saw.
Yeah, don't touch my saw.
Fucking
That
touch my
was
saw. You don't
fucking
talk to her. But my whole thing is okay.
Well, and I thought the relationship between him and the safecracker,
That was really good.
That was really
That was good.
sweet.
That
I
was
love
respect.
that. shit. That was
that's
respect.
That's
dude.
totally
That's
yeah.
exactly
Because
what
once
it
they
is.
started talking philosophy with each other, they were
Absolutely.
like, "Hey, we're on a level."
Dude,
here.
and when
Yeah.
and then he's trying to crack the safe, and everybody comes in. Hey,
he's
how's
like,
it
"Oh
going?
my
And he's
God,
like,
shut the
of fucking silence.
For real, dude. Like,
I
Mr.
love that, dude.
Vanderho.
Yeah.
You control your friend.
yeah, exactly.
You know,
And he's
it's
just like,
yes.
yeah, man, I got it.
Yeah,
Hey, man,
right.
we got to get out of here.
Right, he's like, he can do this shit. Like he really can.
It's like-
Now, my only problem, like I said,
Zombie
is,
aliens.
you know,
Zombie
there-
aliens,
Oh,
yeah,
I'm with
that-
it. I'm with it. You know, we had Zombie Tiger.
Yeah,
that used to
man,
belong
that
to
was cool.
Siegfried
Siegfried
and
Roy.
Siegfried and Roy.
That was really funny.
That was cool.
But then when he ends up locking the guy Vanderho into the safe,
Yeah.
and then the
I
place
don't
gets nuked to hell.
wait.
And Vanderho made it out of said safe.
Yeah.
That would have locked
Yeah.
permanently. He was like, if we fail one more time, this thing locks
forever. Yeah,
and there's no way those nukes blew that out. Like that's just a hole. That's just a fucking plot hole.
Right.
Yeah. And so when he
but they made it cool at the end.
About to say,
they made it really
but
cool.
that gets into the like plot holes and like whether or not you care about that kind of stuff. I typically
when it comes to a
don't.
zombie movie,
I really don't.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
So here's the question. Does Army of the Dead have the spirit of the earlier Romero movies with the Zack Snyder flash on it?
No. No, I think if anything, it has the Dawn of the Dead remake, but I don't even think that within itself has the spirit of the old Romero movies.
I think this has more of the spirit of the old Romero movies than the Dawn of the Dead does, right? They make the racist cop die, right? That's immediately one that Romero always likes to do.
He does
He's like,
like
hey,
to
look,
do
these guys are pricks. They're racist too. They're all dumb as fuck. Let's kill them.
Yeah,
right. That's a regular Romero thing. Okay.
Indeed.
They take the idea of the eventually zombies get smarter side of it.
Yeah.
And
there's
work on that.
There's like a war of classes.
Then
like,
there's a classism problem,
yeah.
and there's a. So I actually think it builds on the very broad strokes of what he's been talking about through the past 4 or 5 films. Not Night, but the other movies.
Well, but that brings up an interesting question because don't most zombie movies do that? Because
not
I mean,
Shaun
you gotta
of the
think
Dead, not the best zombie movie.
Not the
we're
best.
talking Shaun of the Dead because
that's the
if
best
we
zombie
are,
movie.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
But what I'm saying is like Romero and his zombie movies, they're kind of homunculuses in all this, you know, because they were pretty much
I
the
think
first.
that it's a great modern of the Dead. I think
absolutely.
as far as if you think about like all of them in sequence, I think it's good because it has that little twist of 28 Days Later going on.
Yeah.
You know, it has it has that more modern flow of like in the intro, that beautiful intro.
Awesome.
That beautiful intro. That one cop
With
that's
the
army soldier that's like coming down in the parachute and he's got nothing but his pistol and he's just shooting. That's all you see at first, and then they show you the crowd that he's dropping into, and then the camera pans to over the top of the parachute, and all you see is blood spatter hitting the parachute. Like it was so well.
That was good.
That felt more like the Sucker Punch stuff, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then when they pan back and you see how many of them there actually are,
right?
It's just like, oh.
But I think, again, like just going back to any action scene, that's honestly what Snyder does the best.
It
Out
is.
of anything in his movies, that motherfucker can block and shoot and compose the fuck out of an action
That's
scene.
true. That's true. That intro, it really did remind me of Zombieland.
Oh yeah,
I got the Zombieland.
Yeah,
totally.
The way that works. Well, and just in the coloring and the cinematography a lot of the times. Yeah, I can see how that.
Do you guys remember when the first Snyder Dawn of the Dead came out and everybody that was hardcore Romero fans didn't like
2006.
it? Yeah. And they all threw a fuss about it because the zombies were fast.
Right.
Yeah.
And at the time, like Andrew said, the 28 Days Later event had happened already in people's minds. So they were like, oh, zombies can be fast sometimes.
Right.
And so Snyder kind of jumped off on that idea, except also tying it into that side of the zombie flick.
Yeah.
Okay? With 28 Days Later, they obviously tried to make it like it's more of a virus and people, got a disease, like that kind of thing.
It's zombie adjacent.
Yeah.
Right. You know.
But
that's also one of those things where it's just like, come on, you don't have to pretend like it's not a zombie. It's obviously a fucking zombie.
Isn't that what they did with
the rage virus? Isn't that what it's called?
I hadn't seen the movie, but Train to Busan, didn't they do that?
I still haven't seen Train to Busan.
Still haven't seen that.
Right.
Man,
need to watch
that's
that.
like intelligent zombies.
World War Z, they're real
World
fast.
War Z.
They're really fast in World War Z.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Which
that's
that one's
like
pretty
pure
good.
Speed. But I mean, I kind of like taking these. Even gaming does the same thing. Just taking that idea that a zombie has to be slow, because even in The Walking Dead, zombies slow down over time.
Right,
exactly.
So
because your body is still deteriorating. So after a while, like at first, you might be a threat. You're not the smartest thing in the world, of course, because you're a zombie. But you can still get to your prey. But over time, you have situations where they end up growing into part of the environment.
Right.
Just like when they first walked into the infected area.
Yeah.
And there's just like piles of dehydrated zombies.
Yeah.
And they're like, whenever it rains,
that's
they come
when
back
they come
alive.
back.
I wish they showed that, though.
I was waiting for it.
Did they not?
No.
Did they not show that?
No,
I
they
thought somebody
just alluded to it, and then they had the room with all the sleeping zombies,
where they
were sneaking through them, which I liked that scene a lot.
Yeah, that was
cool.
good.
This made me angry that homegirl was that far behind the guy in front of her.
What were you doing?
I was like, how do you?
What were you doing?
Especially if you had to crawl through in order to get to that glow stick. You know that dude didn't do that.
Did
like,
she find some snacks or something?
I don't know where
what
she was because they were all together.
Fuck.
And then all of a sudden he's so far ahead of her that he can be like, wait, I'm picking up a glow stick and then throwing it the opposite direction. And she doesn't notice.
Confused.
So,
Confused about all that. Yeah. You got to stick next to that corporate guy. Don't fucking trust him.
No, and everybody knew that.
It's obvious.
They should have, but Bautista, he didn't think about.
Well, but Bautista probably shouldn't have brought his damn daughter into that situation either.
Yeah, I think I was expecting a situation like,
it's
people that situation where you say like, okay, you're adamant about coming along, you're making these threats. She's like, well, I'm gonna sneak in anyway. Then you have to worry about that, and that's when he's like, God damn it, like she's actually probably gonna do that,
right?
She hates me anyway, and blah. But I thought he was gonna like give her like I hate to say this on the stream.
Pep talk?
Or just a little chop on the back of the neck, put her to sleep. Where's the old school anime? Just like, okay, well,
knock her out, and you mean
knock her out, and
like he did to Barbara?
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
Like he did to Barbara in Night of the Dead. You're being hysteric. I'm gonna knock you out. I'm gonna fix these boards, and then we're gonna
be okay there. Like that's what it kind of.
Well, it may be okay. So and just to play devil's advocate, because like
I do not promote violence towards women. In
absolutely
any way,
not,
form,
not
or
at all.
Fashion, please, do not
for
take
any
that out of
reason.
context.
But I think the reason he didn't do that because
judo chop
the whole time, whole time, Bautista is actually trying to rebuild the relationship with his daughter.
He is,
right?
You know, and like so,
and they
I
have
think
a couple of cute moments with that. I
didn't believe any of it. But
it's all like
I was not a fan of any of that.
You
But
thought that this whole time I was mad at you because you killed Mom?
Yeah, well,
no, you just never came to the barbecues.
Yeah, exactly.
That's because
you
they
never
always
talked
have
to me
dry-ass
about
barbecue.
it.
That's not my fault. Nobody knows how to make potato
well, yeah,
salad.
I killed your mom. I didn't want to talk to anybody
Who keeps
about
putting
it.
shrimp in the potato salad?
Come on, dude. Nobody eats this much relish. Stop it. Right. Stop it.
For real.
Quit telling me to turn the burgers. I know when to turn the burgers.
I know. Yeah, that's Bautista over there at the grill while everybody's going, that doesn't look done.
Like, God damn. He loses like a half an inch of neck.
Yeah, with his kiss.
Shit.
Oh, man. No neck. No. What was it? What neck?
What neck?
What neck? What neck?
Hashtag what neck?
What neck?
Hashtag
right.
not all ninjas.
I don't
Not
know.
all ninjas.
This is I think this is a super fun zombie movie, man.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. Yeah. Could it have been better? Could the character interactions have been better? Yes, but all of it where it needed to and this is my opinion, where it needed to succeed, I feel like it did, which was in the action scenes, in the visceral nature of the zombies, and just giving us what I honestly felt was a handful of really fun characters just to hang out with.
We didn't mention Tig Notaro.
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
Tig was my girl.
Because Mom said, how the hell did she fix the broke-ass helicopter?
Yeah,
good point.
The funny thing is, Mom, and this is another reason why I love you, I was actually just thinking about her myself.
Yeah.
And when they went to recruit her, and she required no explanation.
No, she's like, I'm down.
She's like,
I'm down.
How's work going? She's like, it fucking sucks, man. How are you? She's like, all right, well,
she wanted to get off
the job. He's like, you wanna make what? He's like, 200,000.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. He's like, you wanna know what you have to do? She's like, no, I'm good. But
No, man, just make sure I get paid.
Like, I hate my life so much. Like,
Yeah.
I'm down with it. They're like, well, you don't want to go through the risk. She's like, what? I mean, what? Helicopters? It probably has something to do with helicopters, right?
Right.
Yeah,
helicopter
exactly.
guy. That's what I do. So,
Well, man,
Dude,
I love it when she's trying to negotiate the whole, like, hey, just as far as pecking order
I was just
here,
about to say
right.
that's
you're-
probably my
you're-
favorite part.
You're obviously the most important, right?
Yeah,
but
I gotta be second
I gotta
best.
be number 2, right? Because you need
No,
to
that's what it is. She was just like, so this other girl, like,
Yeah.
obviously you're number 1. This other, maybe I'm number 2. No.
you two are maybe tied for 4.
Maybe you guys are tied for
3
4,
or
but
4.
I'm definitely 3, right? Like, so
Well, so that's another thing that totally goes right back into the Romero films,
exactly,
right?
money. That's why she didn't need
There's
to
a
know.
flyboy.
Yeah, you
Right?
gotta have a flyboy.
It's just you
gotta
got
have a
to
flyboy.
every time.
And she played it. She had that black and mild
Dude,
in her mouth.
I
all
know.
the-
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh, girl, you stank."
Had the nom look to her.
And so
Yeah.
that's how she fixed the helicopter. In order to
Yeah.
answer that question, she fixed it through pure plot armor.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was all that golden mile, that black and mild in her mouth.
What of any of these characters? Because you knew his daughter wasn't gonna die.
I hope that she did.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying.
I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, but a lot of
really
these characters already have plot armor.
Right.
A lot of them. And I mean, that's just the Snyder thing, man.
Right, that's true.
That's just the Snyder.
And you knew Bautista was going to die. Like, that was
Yeah, it was going to be a sad, like,
Did they bite him on that thick ass neck? Because I'm just.
How did he get
how
that
they
neck?
Dude,
Yeah.
you know those teeth were rotting, right?
So
how
they
did
were
he
not
already
break
probably
his-
no
breaking.
way,
What
man.
if that would have been? That would have
They
been how
tried
that
to
worked
bite his
out.
neck and it
yeah,
crushed
he
the
just,
teeth.
He just flexed on him. He just flexed that neck, and they said.
Would have been a 10 out of 10 right there.
Absolutely,
Just
yep.
like, oh,
Yep,
best
that would do
movie
it.
ever.
I broke a
That would
zombie's
do it.
mouth with my neck.
Exactly.
So what do you guys think of the Romero movies as a whole then? Because I mean that's about all we have to say about Army. If you want to go see a good zombie flick, check it out.
I think it's worth
not,
watch.
It's not amazing, but
divisive,
it's a
man.
fun movie.
I think that's the key, right?
It's fun.
Like it's a fun movie.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You know, if you just want to sit down, have
good and gory.
a beer, some
Yeah.
I love the practical effects,
actually
and I
didn't
think
feel
the
like it was
digital
that
effects
gory,
look
to be
good.
honest.
No, not compared to early Romero
Yeah.
shit. Holy
I was
shit!
expecting like a splatterfest.
Dude,
and it really
rewatching
wasn't.
some of those older ones, I'm
Yeah.
like, motherfucker, some of these are
Yeah.
uncomfortable. They're so gory.
Right.
Like,
Little bit,
like
yeah.
it gets to like
Like
the
that thing in Day where,
Well,
like,
yes,
just
yeah.
all the
Dude,
organs just fall.
where they're
when it
ripping his
ripped-
face and he's
yeah,
going,
dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Like,
I think the
dude.
worst thing we had in this is when he had to dig the baby out of his decapitated spouse.
Yeah.
You know, and so that part was okay.
That was
especially
pretty-
the baby.
pretty
How
there.
the baby
I don't
was
know,
all
man.
blue.
When
Dawn of the
dude's
Dead
how
was
it was
worse.
blue and then it faded. and
Oh,
shit.
I think as far as
yeah.
Army, the thing that like got me to go ooh the most was when the tiger was eating corporate dude.
Oh, yeah.
like 'cause
Yes.
that was
that was good.
pretty
He ripped
nasty.
his face off.
Yeah, dude, he just
Ripped
ripped
his
his
face
fucking
off.
face off. It's like ooh man.
But they wanted him to get the
wow.
most gruesome death because no one likes him.
no one likes it.
Absolutely, because it was cathartic.
But
Yeah,
I
that's
felt
right.
like,
For that
I
to
felt like
happen.
as an Of the Dead movie, that it was
Yeah.
probably the most like family friendly of them all. That's not saying that it's for the kiddies. What
we got?
What we got? That's way easier
I'm
for you to
quoting
see
this
than
one.
us.
I'm quoting this one.
You need to
Andrew says, "I've heard Batista really just punches with his neck, and the arms are
Right.
just for show."
yeah, that's what I'm talking about, dude. That's what I'm talking about. That should have been.
And that's a theory.
That's how that movie should have ended,
Yeah,
man. He
man.
should have just flexed, brah,
Absolutely, 100%.
and just like blown him back.
He did a burst.
You know, that's how bursts actually work.
Yeah,
you
it's
know
just
what I'm saying?
Batista's
Flex
neck.
with your
It is,
flex.
exact. It's a
Yeah.
neck flex.
A neck
You know?
flex. Yeah. So we ended up watching through. I didn't watch Survival. I started watching Survival, but I watched everything up to Survival as far as the Romero films.
Yeah.
I did not rewatch Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead because I've seen that movie so many fucking times.
Yeah, same here.
I really like Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
I think it's a solid zombie.
Yeah.
flick.
And
But all the same criticism and praise
Same-
that I could
yeah.
give to Army of the Dead kind of apply
Which
there
means,
too.
Yeah.
okay, well that leads us back to you said that it wasn't really necessarily a good representation of
I think it's
of
right
the
there in
dead.
line.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
seems like it follows all the rules.
Well,
Yeah.
it follows all the rules.
I
but
think
it-
Land and Survival are way shittier than what Zack Snyder's done. Way shittier.
Oh yeah,
And that's two of Romero's own movies, and there's still
I can agree with that.
nowhere
With
near
I
as
can
good.
agree with that with Land.
You know, even with the fake ass Donald Trump, it's still
Yeah.
You know,
Dennis Hopper is
Dennis
fake
Hopper
Donald
is
Trump.
fake Donald Trump. Yeah, it's great.
I don't know. I kind of liked him.
Oh, I liked it too. Yeah,
I like Dennis
Yeah.
Hopper, especially
Yeah.
when he's playing sinister bad guys.
Totally,
You know,
yeah,
You
yeah.
know, like
back when people just made fun of him because of who he was, not because he was president.
not because he was.
Right.
I'm sitting trying not to go that political direction.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying
All right.
is that he was funny.
So
That's
about
all I'm
this
getting
Elden
at.
Ring.
I'm just
Did
saying
you
it
see
was
the trailer?
funny. That's all I'm getting
They
at.
they showed the trailer for Elden Ring. It was amazing.
Man, yeah. Yeah, Dennis Hopper
God.
is the best part. Well, Dennis Hopper and John Leguizamo are the best parts of Land.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
the
easily.
the coolest part to me with Land that I don't think they paid off on, which sucks, is that because I mean Tom Savini comes back. You know, Tom Savini is one of the thugs that rampages through the mall in Dawn of the Dead.
Yeah.
And Tom Savini, just in case you guys don't know, was the practical effects artist that did like most of the really gory 80s shit. You know, he's the guy with the gun crotch in From Dusk Till Dawn. That's old Tom Savini. And
Sex machine.
Yeah, sex machine, dude. And he comes in.
Black pussy, white pussy.
Yeah, man. He comes in with that.
And if you can't find cheaper pussy,
then fuck it.
But he comes in with a machete, full on zombie style.
Oh yeah.
In Land.
In Land.
In Land, coming on chopping through, and I'm like, oh my god, they brought him back.
That's awesome.
So I'm thinking, well, John Leguizamo blew up out of the way, like the car blew up with Dennis Hopper.
Right.
He could have survived that. Maybe had a couple of.
Probably doesn't have legs.
Yeah.
He's probably not a very efficient zombie at this point.
Because what's his name?
Zombies make
Big
a
Daddy?
way.
I don't know.
Is that his name? Big Daddy? Is that the gas station clerk?
I
That's the
don't know.
main zombie of Land. Isn't his name
I
Big
don't
Daddy?
remember.
I didn't pay that
it
close
says that
attention.
shit right
I was
on his shirt.
really
It's
tired when I
okay.
watched it. Like, I was just kind of like.
Well, I was
okay,
still
just
reading
get the
when I was
basic
watching
plot
Land,
structure.
and I'm pretty sure I read Big Daddy. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe that's just what you call him. Like, I would call him Big Daddy.
Well, Big Daddy over here was fucking him up.
Clearly,
Yeah,
Big Daddy.
Big Daddy. I'm pretty sure it says Big Daddy on his shit, which I thought was a funny thing to have on your work tag. But whatever, to each his own. Next time I
Probably a
join,
nickname.
next time I get a job that I have to wear a name tag, I'm gonna have it say Lentarg on it. I'm just gonna.
I think the last time I
fuck
had
it.
to wear a name tag, it was at what was that event? It's like a Birmingham Originals event.
Yeah.
And I was working the bar tent, beer tent, and I
Yeah, Big Daddy.
chocolate giddy up.
Oh, chocolate.
Yeah, that was on the name tag. Was chocolate giddy up.
Boy, I had to go to a thing where we were
Chocolate
making up
giddy
fake
up.
names, right? And so I was my country music singer persona.
Let's go.
Dixon Hats. I'm Dixon Hats.
Dixon hats.
Oh no! God, the logo. I'm seeing it
Yeah,
in my head.
Dixon
It's not
Hats.
good,
No, it's not
man.
good.
It's not good.
It's not good. No, and we all see it now.
Right.
So great, thanks.
Well, that's you.
When this
Gonna
kind
change
of
that Lentarg
to Dixon Hats.
Anybody that can draw that and put it in
That's
the
right.
comments.
That's all. Right? Then I'll have to learn how to square dance
That's right.
and wear plaid more. So
So confirmed
box
in the
step.
chat. Yes, Big Daddy.
Big Daddy, yeah,
There you
Big
go.
Daddy.
All right.
Can't put bleach in my eyes fast enough.
Yes.
We're not sorry. We're not sorry at all.
Have you heard that
Thanks
thing
for
about
tuning
like
in.
how do you get your porn name?
Oh,
was
yeah,
it
it's like
the
it's the-
first street
it's-
that you lived on.
Well, it's the first pet you
Pet
ever
name,
owned,
right.
and then the first street you ever lived on.
yeah, mine is Spanky Ninth Court.
That's
See,
good.
I don't remember what the first street I lived on, but this is one of the first streets I lived on. So like it'd be Tinker Sunnyside.
Tinker Sunnyside. Oh wow!
I feel like
you're into
mine's-
some weird shit.
I feel like- yeah,
you,
sorry.
you do
That's why
whatever.
it took me a minute to say it, because I was computing it and I was like, oh, this just sounds so bad.
Yeah, I feel
You'll
like-
do anything for a
okay.
check.
Yeah,
Tinker
exactly.
Sunnyside
Maybe.
is a broken man. Let me tell you.
Tinker
Okay.
Sunnyside makes me think of Terry from Reno 911.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
He's
dude.
giving like $2 tug jobs and tacos. That sounds like what Tinker Sunnyside.
I feel like mine's
Tacos,
more.
tacos,
Mine's definitely a lot more softcore.
Oh, let's hear it.
Smoky Barnes.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Smoky
see, it's a little
Barnes.
sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could be up there with Dirk Diggler, man.
Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
the
Smoky
porn
Barnes.
star that
Jesus.
the ladies like.
Like you come out in a full like velour
know it.
suit or a
You need a
robe
a thicker mustache.
and
though.
a cigar.
You need
How
to
are
cut
we
all
gonna
and
the
a
pay for
cigar.
this
And you
pizza?
And the
never
cigar.
put your cigar
Never.
down.
The whole
I
time.
don't care. Yeah.
A-Team style.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, I know. That's slick. Yeah.
Ooh, Rocky Park Avenue
That's right.
and Treasure Island Drive.
Oh.
Wait.
Wait, how does that work? Treasure Island.
Oh,
you
that
name
was
your
the.
pet?
Never mind. No, that was the first. Well, then that's not a good. I'm going
Wait,
with
I
Sunnyside.
thought
I'm
you
sorry. I'm going with
Sunnyside.
Sunnyside.
Oh,
no, that
okay.
was where I lived on the
Oh,
first
Treasure
one.
Island. So
Treasure Island Drive.
So it would have
yeah.
been.
I don't want to be Tinker Treasure.
Tinker Treasure?
Tinker Treasure
Tinker
is
Treasure?
no. I'm not. That's no better. That's no better.
I feel like Tinker Treasure would take off.
Breaking,
I
I feel like yeah.
I don't think it
breaking news. Hold on. Breaking
think it would
news.
take off if it were
E3,
you.
right?
Is it E3?
Hold on. Neil has breaking news.
Uh-oh.
You better hurry up with your breaking news.
Yeah, for real.
It's the formulas, the pet, and then the first one that you first street you
First
lived
street
on.
you lived on. Your first pet in the first street you lived on.
We're waiting for breaking news. Where's the breaking news?
Because this is the Microsoft Bethesda panel right
Yeah.
now,
So
right?
what's
That's right.
happening? Is it Starfield? Is it?
Why are we not watching this? Like, I mean, I love talking to you all.
They're
Don't
doing
get
an
me wrong.
FPS James Cameron Avatar. Wow.
Okay.
Well, I will say the other James Cameron Avatar game was really ambitious and kind of cool. It just wasn't a great game, so maybe
I'd want it for VR.
Oh,
You
that
know,
might be cool.
I'd want it for VR. That'd
I
be
agree
great,
with that.
right?
Yeah.
Because you can even make a really good, like almost like visual novel
Thank
style. And that would work very,
Thank you,
very
thank you.
well in that medium. Flat, I don't think I give a fuck.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I
That's
care.
kind of it. Yeah.
So is this the sequel?
I mean, that'd be
No.
the
There's
sequel-
no way
no,
this
sequel
is the
is going to come out in
No,
2037.
Because
You
they're
know,
gonna have
like-
like 6 fucking sequels.
Right,
man. Like, they're building it. This is gonna be a whole thing.
So wait, so James Cameron is doing this. He's just like, okay,
He did the
well,
first game.
Yeah.
He actually worked on the first game, and the first
Yeah.
game was cool. It just was not great. It was cool though.
Yeah,
you know?
it was okay. It was all right. No, I think that if they went towards virtual reality, then you could do a lot with that.
Yeah, you could.
You know, you could do
Oh,
a lot
and I
of
bet that
You could
world
even
would be
pack it
beautiful.
in.
I think that
Yeah,
that
that'd be a
good
Terminator
pack-in.
game would have been a cool VR shooter. The Terminator Resistance, I
Oh,
think
yes.
that's called.
Yeah.
Man, Resistance
Yeah.
is dope,
Yeah, it's-
dude,
it's
because you
really good.
actually get to experience the War of the Machines that none of the movies have shown very well.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, give me more of that time frame.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I liked.
When everything was going to shit.
It's not
Kyle
Genesis.
Reese.
No,
Oh.
What's the one with the guy from Avatar? As a matter of fact, as the Terminator dude.
that is
that's actually
Salvation.
That's Salvation. I
Salvation,
really liked
yeah.
Salvation.
Yeah.
That one was
It was a
awesome,
good
man.
movie.
It had so
I
much
like
of
it,
a
okay.
different tone than the rest of the films.
Yeah, it was
that's
a lot
the
different.
whole
That's
reason
the
I dig
thing.
it is
Yeah.
because they looked at it from a different lens. You know.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. Yeah. See, the original Salvation ending. What's the original? See, like you just need to come on the show, Neil. You have too much stuff
yeah,
to say.
for real.
Exactly.
Yeah. Actually, at
Why
this
don't you
point,
get your ass over here?
why don't we talk about some zombie games, fellas?
Yeah. Okay. So what do
Where
you?
do you want to start with that?
Yeah.
one?
I mean, I was gonna
I'll give
start
it-
with the cute ones actually.
Okay.
So
Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
Zombies Ate My
Zombies Ate
Neighbors.
My Neighbors.
Like-
Plants vs. Zombies.
Which I really
Stubbs the Zombie?
I miss
Stubbs the
the original
Zombie.
Plants vs
Huh?
Zombies.
The original one,
The
yeah.
FPS
Yeah.
is fine.
They're
it's all
fine.
well good and
They're
great.
fine.
It's very fun.
But the old
that
school one is it's the best
man.
tower defense
It's
game.
so
it's
good.
the best.
It really, really is.
Yeah.
It really is. It's so charming. You know, and so I would love to see a sequel of that if they can.
Yeah.
So
give
are we
that to me,
counting?
please.
So are we counting Ghouls and Ghosts?
No,
No.
because
I mean,
then we'd have to count like Castlevania, and we'd have to count
right.
like
That's what
They-
my question was
those
gonna
are
be, is like, where
games
does
with
it stop?
zombies in them.
no, not games with
about
zombies in them.
Zombies.
I mean zombie and zombie adjacent like games where they're the main focus
Like
of the
Dead
enemy type.
Island, Dead. What was the other one?
Dead Rising.
Dead
Dead
Rising.
Rising.
Yeah.
Oh, Dead Rising with Frank.
Dead Rising is fun.
Yeah.
Dead Island was great. Dead Island had that Sam B. Hoodoo you voodoo bitch.
Oh, dude, at the beginning, totally.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, came in with a rap song, and a lot of people didn't like that. I think Deep Silver did a pretty decent job with it
Oh,
because
that shit was
the
awesome,
melee physics were really good.
Well, that
Being
was
able
our
to take, like,
Walking
an
Dead game
ore
before The Walking
and
Dead,
smack
right?
it. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
exactly. It was Saints and Sinners
It's
flat.
it was Saints and Sinners
Yeah.
flat.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. You scavenged the same way.
Yeah.
Your items broke all the goddamn time.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
Great.
Yeah,
Yep.
it played exactly the same.
Dying Light. That's a
Dying
solid
Light
one.
Dying
too.
Light
good
is
one.
amazing.
Hey, have you guys touched Days Gone yet?
No.
Neither
need
have
to.
I. It's on the PlayStation Collection. We will play it at some point, but I've just seen it and gone, yeah, eventually.
Right.
And
yeah,
that's
me too.
you know.
But then they keep throwing games at us. And it's like, it's easy. I only have so much hard drive
know?
space. Yeah.
I mean,
I
I'm
wanna
still,
check it out.
I'm gonna be pretty fucking lame because I honestly haven't played a whole hell of a lot of these games.
Yeah.
The most experience that I have with like just classic zombie shit is going to be the Resident Evil series.
Yeah.
Right.
You know?
And up to a
Which have-
certain point, they were actually zombie games.
Right.
Absolutely,
Now
yeah.
it's
Yeah.
nowhere even in that
I mean, I
category.
know 4 is everybody's favorite, man, but I still really love the like remake of the original.
The remake of the
Yeah.
original was
Original-
so classic.
Like that
dude.
shit is fucking.
They
solid.
also added a
Yeah.
whole story to that that's
Absolutely.
just depressing,
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
it's bad.
Oh.
Yeah, poor girl. You know, and so, but it is. It's like Resident Evil has gotten so far away from even within individual games. Like 4, it
Yeah.
starts off as kind of like you have the zombie-ish, civilians,
you know,
and then it goes
zombies.
complete Las Plagas and everything gets
Las
weird.
Yeah,
Plagas,
absolutely.
Right.
Oh,
And
it's a parasite. Ha ha! It's fooled you.
Right. And
It's
so-
a parasite, fooled you. That's a terrible thing to say to say. That's a bad
Parasite.
prank.
Gotcha.
Ha ha! Parasite fooled you. Fooled you. Ha.
Like,
Shit
so-
your brains out. Fooled
That's
you.
right.
Where are they now? Now we have Back for Blood.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay. So
which
Back for
looks-
Blood
that is
basically
very similar
Left
to
4 Dead.
Army of the Dead.
Oh,
really?
yeah.
Dude,
Okay.
I was watching Army of the Dead last
Well, I
night,
was
and I'm like, this looks very
but
much like what Back
it's-
for Blood
Does that jump off of? Is that related at all to the Left 4 Dead? That's
It's related because some of
It's
the
a spiritual successor.
right,
I got you.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. They don't
Yeah.
have the rights to that.
you want to know how I knew that? Because the 4.
The 4,
'Cause
yeah.
of
right.
RE2
They-
remake is
they-
phenomenal.
yeah.
RE3 remake is.
Yeah, they
I
try to
haven't
make
played
sure that you
RE2.
know. They try to make sure that you know
the
that
remake.
this is still a spiritual successor
Right.
to Left 4 Dead. So if you love Left 4 Dead, then here's that ramped up to another level.
Yeah.
Because, they have
Cool.
the card system now where you can give yourself
Yeah.
certain perks and abilities. So as you play through, your character just develops and develops.
Right.
And
It's still 4-player team
Still
though,
4-player team.
and
Yeah.
don't they still have the asymmetric thing where people will be able to be boss monsters?
Yes.
So I
Yeah,
mean,
you can be on the opposite side.
yeah, it's spiritual side, very much like an Evolve or a Left 4 Dead,
Yeah.
Which I mean, I really liked Evolve, but too bad,
Right.
shit happens.
Like,
That,
I'm
what
really
is that?
excited for
Turtle
Back 4
Rock?
Blood.
Is that the name of
Turtle
that?
Rock.
Turtle
Yeah.
Rock too.
Turtle Rock,
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's a really solid one, man. I think that's the only zombie game I can think of in the near future that's coming out.
Besides Back 4 Blood.
Turtle Rock.
Wait, that's what
Oh,
I'm
Back
talking
4 Blood.
about.
Okay, I'm
That's
sorry. I
what-
thought
yeah,
you
that-
were
Back 4
like segueing to something with Turtle Rock.
No,
yeah.
I'm.
Yeah.
That Back for Blood
Back 4
seems
Blood.
like it's the only thing that's that's a big zombie title on the horizon. You know.
Yeah.
And
think that's
I'm
it.
playing through Last of Us 2 again. I really like both of the
Is that a
Last of Us
zombie
games. Man, they're so close to being zombies. I'm
It
gonna
might,
go
it's
ahead and put it on
again
there.
zombie
You know,
adjacent.
Zombie adjacent.
It,
Yeah.
They
Right.
may as well be zombies.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, they just the rules for the enemies that you face in that game. It ain't just like okay, just sneak behind them.
No.
when you start getting into your clickers, and you
Yeah.
start getting into.
Well, yeah, but I mean that can be said for a lot of these types of games.
Left 4 Dead
because
has
they're
elite
going
zombies,
to they're
you know?
going
But
to
this
ramp
is
up.
still
the thing.
this is a.
I mean, RE can be.
So that's
like,
that's fringe
I guess
zombies.
is
is what they're
now
saying?
the question is, what necessitates a zombie, right? So is
Ah.
it just like this thing was bitten by another zombie, then it dies and comes back, and that's what a zombie is?
Can
because
we
now,
say the undead games?
I mean,
Can we
maybe, but
put
cordyceps are they
undead, or did it just take over and it just
Right,
became
'cause
another
it starts in
thing?
your throat
Right.
and starts bursting out and growing out of you, and then your central nervous system.
Because
is
if
taken
they're
over by
already
well, would
dead,
the human
then they don't
host
get taken
itself
over,
be
right?
dead? That's the thing.
Right,
Because at
because
that
you
point it
don't
would be the
No,
fungus
you know
controlling
what? That's
it.
actually part of the bad thing about Left 4
Oh,
Dead.
they're
is-
not?
or Last of Us is that like some of those cordyceps, especially when they can still speak.
Yeah.
They still say shit like they're people
Yeah.
sometimes,
Oh,
and they'll
okay.
scream "help me" and they'll scream shit like that, and they'll
Last
So
of Us 2 is brutal.
hey,
I was
it's
about to
way
say,
better
man,
when you're
Last
not
of Us
sad.
really likes to turn
It's
that
so,
knife, don't
it's
they?
so much
Right.
better when you're not sad. If you don't walk into that game being depressed already,
dude, my
then,
first
then
playthrough
it's
the
way better.
entire time. You know,
Yeah.
Look, dude, I'm a grown man. That ending, dude, it had me in tears.
Fuck.
You know? Yeah, that
Man,
ending
that
theme,
game makes you set your controller down and then question if you even want to play a game
right.
anymore.
Yeah.
It's like,
Absolutely, absolutely. Like this is what we're going for. And
nothing's
so-
good. Nothing's good.
Even though the funny thing about it, you know, when you look at, and this is a bit of a side road, but you look at the format that a lot of these games
Reanimated from death.
especially
Okay.
like Sony titles. Ratchet and Clank is the same way. You know, yesterday you lost me all day because I was streaming it and playing. You know?
Right.
But I feel like almost every Sony game now has that exact same formula of, you know, no loading screens, right? Like constant forward progression to the point that you
don't know where to
you
stop.
don't know where a stopping point is.
We used to get a
Right.
chapter screen, and I'd go, "Woo! I'm gonna set this controller
Right.
down."
Now it's time to back away.
Now it's like watching. It's like binge watching a Netflix series.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Well, the next one's coming up, and I can skip the intro.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm just gonna keep staring at this box.
Exactly.
Well, about to
Yeah.
say, well,
Yeah.
again, and that's where just gaming is in general is going for the most part.
And that's why hard games are still
pretty
great
Sony.
because they'll slap you into the ground, and you go, "Okay, this is when I stop."
Yeah, this
Right.
is what
Okay.
I'm stopping.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I've seen this game over screen quite enough today.
Right.
I'm about to break this controller in half. Let's set it down.
The pain is when you stop.
Well, okay, so let me ask you this. Now, we've been talking about zombie games as far as like the way the enemies act and what the
Yes.
enemies specifically are. Whereas I feel like something that we're kind of avoiding in the discussion is it really about what enemies you're dealing with, or is it about the environment that you're dealing with them in? Like, what is the state?
I feel like a lot of even shows, right? Like The Walking Dead. All right,
absolutely.
It's not about
zombies.
No, it's not about the zombies.
It's the people suck.
Right,
yeah,
exactly.
Right.
And
that's
what
I'm saying.
And that's the Romero spirit,
when
right?
Absolutely. Civilization happens.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
So
when the chips are down, people
what
are bastards.
People gonna do?
That's
exactly,
it. Yeah, man.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
man is the real monster.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, by that rule, like how many of these things are actually zombie anything? Like zombies are present.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but
they're
it's never really
there.
the focus anymore. They're kind of like just fodder. It's kind of like Nazis and robots. It's
Absolutely.
You're right, dude.
You know,
But then when you have
here's an
Nazi
understandable
zombies,
those are the only true zombies left. Now I will say
Right.
Call of Duty zombies is still very much Zambos.
and that's straight fucking arcade gameplay, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I gotta say this, man. When I got the 5, I
didn't wanna play it.
I didn't want to play it.
He did not wanna play it.
And
I'm like, dude,
and he
play
kept
some with
saying,
my boy.
just get some zombies in your life, you'll like it. And I was like, it's Call of Duty, man. It's not my thing. It's not my thing. And then I played it, and I completely changed my tune.
Oh, yeah.
Because now I know. You know what? So yesterday, I went and got Strive, right?
Okay.
I traded in Demon Souls.
Okay.
Nobody's played that shit with me. I got to the end of it almost
you I would play
immediately.
with
Yeah, but we got
that.
so much other shit to play
that's
now that
I need you to play the game with me in order to make me go back to playing it. And that's all that it would
but
take.
it's not a rare game. I can pick it up again later.
Right, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was half off of Strive.
Oh, yes.
But
Worth.
I almost traded in Call of Duty, and it took me setting it down, picking it back up, setting it down.
Really
'Cause I was
contemplating.
like, I mean, this would be all of Strive if I just. But I like this game way
And
more
it's
than
gonna
I
keep
thought
growing.
I would.
And it's gonna keep growing.
And maybe when I grow my hard drive
now-
space, I'll be able to
Right.
keep it installed all the
exactly.
time.
Real.
I think
right?
it's sitting there eating like 164 gig on my hard drive
Fuck,
right now.
I had to
But there
delete
are
it. Yeah.
talks about a standalone zombies. Because with this is the largest the zombies player base has ever been.
Yeah.
Right. Now everyone's
Oh,
into zombies.
and
It's
it's
like, wow,
so tight.
they've been. Oh, it's so
Oh.
tight. It's so tight. I'm like, dude, there is tons of zombies lore. Like Call of Duty Zombies is not just like, okay, this is arcade. You jump in, get to the max level. And
No,
keep
not
going.
anymore. There's
No.
actually a story.
Dude,
and shit
there's been a
behind
story
it, yeah.
for a long time.
I got
you.
you.
Just have to know what you're looking for because you interact with the story in some very obscure ways. And if you didn't
Right.
know how to find these things, you would never locate them. You would never know. But now it's to a point that they basically walk you through.
Yeah.
You have like waypoints, like, okay, do this. Here's your objective. Okay, now here's your next objective. Much to the chagrin of the older
And other than
zombies
you trying to do a
community, of
coffin
course.
dance.
And there's that, which is awesome. It's dope as fuck.
The
right?
zombies do the coffin dance
Yes,
meme.
absolutely.
It's pretty
you
funny.
shoot out like a
Yeah.
sequence of lights, and they
Yeah.
Right.
actually transport you into the dark ether and come in with the coffin, doing the coffin dance.
Right.
They're doing the dance.
Lit. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, man. And so, so that's where the spirit of zombies is alive.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
maintaining it.
Absolutely.
You know,
But who else is really on it? Man?
I mean, like we were talking about Nazi zombies, right? The other Nazi zombie camp would be Wolfenstein, and Wolfenstein also has all this mech shit into it too.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know,
Right.
but
that's what they did
it's
last,
still
right?
Nazi
That
zombies
VR,
though.
the cyber.
Cyber. Wait, no, it's Man, I keep.
What was that thing called? It was like very short, but you're in a mech.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the last thing that I've seen from the Wolfenstein
Cyber
franchise.
Pilot.
Cyber Pilot. That
That's
was
it.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah. Which, I mean, of course, we all dreamed after seeing Hitler come out in a robot suit. I want to.
I want that
I want to
robot
be that.
suit. Yeah,
I want to be
exactly.
that. You know, I never.
I want to
actually
be
wanted
Hitler
that.
in a robot suit.
Right, you know, I never want.
How do you make a Hitler worse?
You
Put
know,
him in a
him in a
robot
robot
suit.
suit.
That's
Oh man, that one got me.
Jeez.
And so it's like, yeah, but who else is really paying attention to that friend? I think people are kind of trying to modernize the zombie genre because really they're not that terrifying until they've already won. Once they've won, then it gets really scary.
Well,
yeah,
I
but
think that's one of the.
We've barely touched on like the best modern zombie game right now.
Saints and Sinners.
Fucking Saints and Sinners, and that's
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
why I waited.
Right.
Because Saints and Sinners is the epitome of,
Yes.
of zombie games. It's really what we've always wanted,
Yes.
and as long as you can break through the I got to put some shit on my face and
I
do-
have to actually physically swing this stuff as hard as I would with an actual object. Yeah.
Because you got to put momentum into your swings.
Once you
stab
realize
through that skull.
Fuck two-handed weapons.
Yeah, once you realize I can stab this into the zombie's head and then have to use my offhand to hold his head while I rip the knife out. That's a magical
when you stab it and then you just leave it there and pull another weapon out and kill one and then grab your shit back and then throw it into somebody else.
Or with a bow and arrow, you pull your arrow out, stab a zombie through the eye.
You can stab him
and
with
then
the arrows,
pull the arrow back, shoot it at another zombie
with the arrows.
You can Legolas that shit.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Hey, what's up with Zombie Army 4? That was free. Did you guys play those? PS Plus.
I downloaded it. I have a friend that plays it a lot.
Yeah. Robbie said it's good, so you know.
That's what. Yeah. My friend said that it was really, really enjoyable. We were supposed to play. We never got around to it for whatever reason.
Cool. But it's multiplayer.
I have it. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Did you not? Did you?
I don't know anything. I just
right?
maybe. I think so. I usually do it every time.
That's what I do every month. Just throw it in your library. Who cares, right?
There's some games I just straight up avoid, but for the most part, I get it. You know?
Yeah. I mean, I'd be down to check it out.
Yeah.
It's supposedly very, very good.
Yeah, and it was free.
Yeah,
it's something we already have.
A little bit better, actually.
Shit.
Yeah. Like the best food is free food.
Yeah.
Well,
depends
on where you're getting it.
We're going back to that cookout with no cheese and no condiments.
Hold on now.
And shrimp
fucked up potato salad.
Way too much relish.
Why'd you fuck this potato salad?
Oh man, I'm taking my 6-pack back.
Yeah, right.
You know when you get that coleslaw that like you
you
put and it's got the pool. It's got the pool.
No,
you pick it up and it's just like
guys, vinegar-based cold slaw.
Yeah,
not mayonnaise-based.
Yeah, come on.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Look,
it up.
I know we're in the South, but fuck that shit.
Yeah. Learn some Carolina in you.
That's
you know what I mean?
Oh god.
Jeez.
People will slather it with mayo, man.
Oh, dude. Way too much.
Somebody made like a buffalo coleslaw that was really good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like Tabasco?
Well, yes, but like
delicious.
Frank's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like buffalo driven flavor profile?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. I
don't know if I want it.
And it had much more carrot in it. It had a lot more carrot in it.
Oh.
So it had that like that.
Are we throwing it on like dogs or something? Or are we just eating it straight?
Oh well, they had it as their own side
as a
dish.
side.
Yeah.
As a side. I don't know. I think if I mixed it with a little bit of like baked beans, have that sweetness kind of level it out a little bit.
Yeah. See, that sounds really good.
You know? Yeah.
I'm
Fuck, man. Now I want some barbecue. Look what we've done.
Are we making ourselves hungry?
Yeah.
We've been going for almost 2 hours.
I was gonna say, is it barbecue time, fellas?
I think it's barbecue time.
Or it's food time in general. I don't know. Are there any more zombie games that we need to talk about? Because I know we're missing stuff.
We're definitely missing.
I would love a remake of Dead Rising 1.
Man,
I
played through it about a year ago again. It's still great.
It's a great game. Yeah. It's a difficult game.
I never
it's a very difficult game to understand.
That's it.
Just to know what you're supposed to do is very, very hard.
I never gave it the shot to play through
that's
properly.
If you care about going through the campaign.
Right.
And that's what makes that game so fucking fun is because, yes, you can't. There is a story. There is a campaign. But if you just want to just roll on some fucking zombies and just pick up
that
shit.
lawnmower.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those assholes in the courtyard.
Yeah. The
you remember that
clown, man.
Oh,
dude.
The fucking clown.
One of the first things I always did is I found that fucking Lego head that you could put on.
Yeah.
Every time I just push through zombies.
The Servbot
not
head.
even kill any of them.
Yeah.
Can't you get a real X-Buster?
You can.
Ooh, that you can charge?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I never got that. That is awesome.
I think that would be a really cool game to revisit.
How have they not actually made the Nerf Ball Mega Buster yet, though? How have they, what? Why?
Be more constructive with your criticism.
Why?
Your feedback. Why? Why? We've been watching that a lot lately, dude.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Flight of the Conchords?
Yeah. Somebody please remove these cutleries from my knees.
It's business. It's business time.
Business hours are over, baby.
When I put my business socks on, it's time to do business. That's why they call them business socks.
Oh my god!
I like the David Bowie episode.
The David Bowie episode.
He keeps coming in.
Bowie's in space. Bowie's in space. Yeah, super good, man. Super good. You know, Jermaine Clement, have you watched What We Do in the Shadows since we're on the...
Oh,
Yeah.
dude,
Yeah.
What We Do in the Shadows.
I like the movie better,
oh, my
though.
God. Do you really?
Yes.
Wow. I tried to watch... Okay, see, did you see the movie first?
Yes.
Okay.
That's
Here's
why.
That's the thing.
why.
I saw the show first.
Okay.
So going from the show to the movie,
Yeah.
I'm sitting there waiting for but... And,
No,
and
no,
it never
no,
happens,
no,
right?
yeah.
And and so I
No, man, you remember that
like the
time when some
movie.
shit fell in the basement and then it broke the window and then they opened up the door and Nosferatu dude is just running around on fire in the room and they're like, oh my god, oh, we gotta put him out. Like
Now,
that.
one of my favorite things of that is, like, especially from the movie, because I have watched a little bit of the series, but I definitely saw the movie first.
Right.
Is when the dude's sitting there on the computer, leave me to do my dark bidding. Or, what are you bidding on? It's a table.
He's on eBay. Man, see, my favorite thing about the movie, and it's just a stupid little thing, but
Oh,
it's
the
just,
werewolves?
It's Rhys Darby.
Yeah,
Well, I'm the alpha. And he stands there and pokes his chest out.
Everybody take off any clothes that you don't want torn. And
Go on ahead and chain yourselves up to the trees.
Tie yourself up to the tree.
We'll be fine in the morning. I fucking love Rhys Darby so much. Have you guys seen Little Poppies?
No,
I haven't seen
Fuck,
that yet.
Little Poppies. It's him playing a shit ton of characters that are on this island, and like
yes. It's
like
just all Rhys Darby.
It's like Rhys Darby as an old lady, or Rhys Darby as like a leg model.
What is it about?
A town of Rhys Darby's.
That's just, okay, that's all.
that's
Great.
just it.
I'm in.
You
That's
know,
it.
Let's
sold,
go.
right?
Because I
When
mean,
did this come out?
4 or 5 years ago. It's a Netflix. It's on
Original?
Netflix.
Oh,
I don't think it's an
really?
original, but it
Okay.
is on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah.
I've needed something to
I'm
watch.
Short poppies. It's short poppies.
Short poppies.
Little poppies, short poppies. It's
I
one
like
of those.
little
One-
poppies.
one-
Yeah,
Yeah.
little poppies.
I like Little Poppy. Oh,
That's my new name. It's Little Poppy.
Little Poppy.
Yeah, I'm gonna be Little
Little
Poppies.
Poppy. Little P-A-P-I.
Yeah, Little Poppies.
Little Poppy. I always wanted to, in Final Fantasy 14, here I go again. They're like these things called duties. Basically, they're your raids, all that kind of stuff. And whenever you queue in for it, you got a timer waiting for other people to join. And then the duty pops and it goes.
Yeah.
Ching. I always wanted to make a rap group called the Duty Poppers.
The Duty Poppers.
Called the Duty Poppers.
Yeah. You can
I'm
also be
working
a
on it.
doo-wop
I got,
band
like,
and
I
be
got-
the Duty
Oh,
Poppers.
well,
yeah,
maybe so. Maybe so. I got like 5 songs already that I want.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Y'all gonna be hearing from the Duty Poppers one of these
Oh,
days.
nice.
Just
You know
wait.
what I'm saying?
Mm.
You know, I just thought it was funny to say it.
That's
out loud.
great.
Duty
Duty
Pop.
Poppers. Duty Pop. She bop a duty pop.
Boom, 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 boom.
Duty Pop.
God.
Well, I guess that's a good as
Well,
note of any
once
to
again.
end on. Guys, check us out.
We'll Duty Pop with you next time.
That's right. We'll guys, check us out on Anchor and Spotify and YouTube and Google Podcasts and everywhere else you like to listen to
Everywhere
podcasts.
else, absolutely.
And
Thank you for joining
thank
us.
everybody for.
Thank
for,
you so much for
Yeah.
being in the chat with us. Thank you for
Yeah.
joining us.
We
We are here
appreciate
every
it.
Saturday.
Yeah, we'll
Guys-
set it up so that more than just Philip can actually see what everybody's saying.
I got to get a bigger monitor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
He's got a projector.
Right.
You know, that's not the worst idea.
Guys, where can they find you on your Twitch streams? Where can they find you guys on YouTube?
Twitch TV at Power of Grayscales.
We have our
link is
names at the
in
very top.
description. Oh yeah.
If our handles
Well,
are
okay,
actually
I'm
up there.
Grayscale on YouTube.
Yeah.
All right. Power of Grayscale on Twitch because somebody stole my goddamn name.
Ah,
I'm
yeah.
very
Jerk.
upset about that. I know, right?
I know.
Okay,
You know?
you need to go find them.
Right, track him down. I actually had that happen one time. Somebody tried to get the name from me.
Oh, really?
On Instagram? Yeah, this dude's just like, "Oh, can I have your name?" And I'm like,
No.
No, dog.
You got
"What
some
are you
money?
talking about?" That's
Yeah,
what I
is
that
said
what you
to
got?
him.
You
I was
got-
like, "You want to pay me for it?" Because I wasn't really doing much. with
Break
it at
me
the time.
off, and
I was
we'll
like,
be
"That's
all right."
personal for me, bro."
Yeah,
you know what I'm
man.
saying? And so people are on the
Yeah,
prowl.
and then
But again-
I'm Lentarg on pretty much everything. I've been
Yeah.
streaming, not as much, but you know,
Yeah.
we'll probably throw some hands later if you guys
Yeah.
want to join us for some Guilty Gear Strive.
Absolutely. And guys, just to let you guys know, we have started an audio-only film commentary. Currently, movie commentaries with Phil D and Scott G. Go look for that on Anchor and Spotify. We've got our Frankenstein's Army episode up first, and we just did a commentary for Sucker Punch,
Which is the
just
first
today,
time I've
which will
watched
go
it.
up- yeah, which will
So
go
good.
up very soon.
Such a good movie.
Again, thank you guys so much. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you next Saturday. Yay! Goodbye.
Bye.